That movie is a shit show. What you think you see, what you hear, that's what it's about. It's all theater of the mind. No, it's garbage. It's garbage. Mood and atmosphere. Now that I really like. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to see. Well. Hump day, everybody, what's going on? Come on, put down those pens, tell your boss to fuck off. No, don't do that. Well, maybe do that. It's Wednesday, May the 17th, 2023, 1:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come on, everybody, where are all you McCrazies? Let's do it again! Yes! The piece of music we do 5,000 times. Hump Day Q&A, what's going on? Put down the work. There is no work. Nobody matters. I'm the only one that matters right now. Let me hear it one more time. Yes. Let's do it. Let's do it. Where are all you people? They're just tuning in now. Hey, Dave's live. Let's go. You gotta tune in. You gotta tune in. You gotta tune in. Beetlejuice 2. Do you care? I don't know. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hump Day Q&A. I hope you are all doing well. It is Wednesday, May the 17th, 2023, 1:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's the Hump Day Q&A. The Hump Day Q&A and the Road to It's Me Billy Chapter 2. The Road to It's Me Billy Chapter 2. Now, before we jump into the questions, let's take a look at where we are in terms of the campaign. This is exciting stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at where we are. We are currently sitting at 43,451 Canadian Billy Bucks. 420 backers, 45 days left. That is going to change over to 44 days left come about 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. 36% of the production budget raised. Folks, we are in week 3 right now. This is a very important week. I'm telling everybody out there, I would love to be at the $50,000 mark by this coming Monday or next Monday, depending how you look at it. That will officially mark the end of 3 weeks. The goal is to be at 60,000 by the end of May. That's the halfway point. We got a long way to go, folks. We cannot take our foot off the gas. There are people out there that are excited for this. I'm excited for it. You're excited for it. I want to thank everybody again who has stepped up already and contributed to the campaign, whether you've bought a Blu-ray or the digital download, or you put your name in the end credits. By the way, no matter what perk you get, your name goes into the end credits. But maybe you just got the end credits perk. Maybe you just donated some money. Maybe you picked up one of the associate producer perks. 5 out of the 15 associate producer perks have been taken. There is a co-producer perk on the campaign right now, and it might be something that some of you might be interested in. I don't know for sure, but this was a co-producer perk that dropped 2 days ago on Monday. Let's go all the way down here to the co-producer perk. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that gorgeous, beautiful Halloween Kills flashback mask by the one, the only Jimmy Falco. Now again, for my American McCrazies, you are seeing that in Canadian dollars. If you were to go to it, I think it's about $1,800 US dollars, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody reached out to me the other day and said, $1,800 for a Halloween Kills mask? No, it's not $1,800 for the Halloween Kills mask. It is $1,800 and change for the co-producer package. What do you get with the co-producer package? Well, it says right here, for your contribution to this perk, you'll receive everything in the associate producer package, as well as a retro cover copy of It's Me Billy Chapter 1, a signed copy of the script, a filmmaking consultation with Dave McCrae and Bruce Dale. So maybe you're somebody that, maybe you're an aspiring filmmaker, maybe you're somebody that wants to launch your own Indiegogo campaign, you want to know the tips and tricks and the ins and outs and all that kind of juicy stuff. You can have a consultation with Bruce and I over Zoom, and you get a Michael Myers flashback replica mask done up by the one, the only Jimmy Falco. Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous thing. So no, it's not just for the mask. That would be ridiculous. This is the co-producer perk, ladies and gentlemen, and you get that gorgeous beast right there. There are 4 co-producer spots available on the campaign. If you are somebody that picks up the executive producer perk right here, that's the granddaddy, that's the big daddy, that's the big one, that's the everything. As you can see right here, we click on that. All previous perks, plus an executive producer credit in the film and on IMDb, a Zoom call with the directors before production, virtual Zoom tour of the set during production, view and provide feedback on the first cut of the film, an executive producer It's Me Billy Chapter 2 t-shirt, and any future surprise perks added later. That's the big daddy. That's the big one right there. You also get, of course, the Jimmy Falco Halloween flash back Halloween Kills Michael Myers mask there. So I just want to remind people, again, it is a top tier, but with top tiers, you get top tier items, and that's what's going on there. But look at that, we got five associate producers already. Unbelievable, amazing. You are all amazing. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Awesome stuff. Let's see here. The Blu-rays, of course. The double blue is looking good. The double blue, we've sold 95. We've sold 95 double blue. Amazing. That's still on the campaign, folks. If you want to pick up chapter 1 and 2, or maybe you just want to get chapter 2, which is right there. 74 of those. Also, just a reminder, there's only 4 of the Lynn Griffin snow globes left. Lynn Griffin, of course, who played Claire in the original Black Christmas. She is, there's only 4 of those left. 21 out of 25. There's only 4 of those left. She makes them. She hand makes them herself. And you see, of course, in the globe there, she has a picture of her, and it's signed. It says Merry Black Christmas, Lynn Griffin. Of course, Lynn played Claire in the original film, the girl that gets the bag over her head and she's killed and she's in the rocking chair for the whole movie. There's only 4 of those left, so you might want to nab those before they're gone. And of course, Lynn Griffin autographs as well. 2 Lynn Griffin autographs. 25 available of each. 1 gone out of that one, 3 gone out of that one. Good stuff on there. Of course, more perks are coming as we move along, but just wanted to remind people of the juicy stuff that is already on there. 43,451. Folks, I would love it. I would love it if we could be over 44 by the end of the stream today. Hey, you know what? If we could be over 45, I know what you're thinking. 45, Dave, that's an extra $1,500. Folks, all it takes is 15 people buying the double blue, buying both Blu-rays. That's literally all it would take. That's literally all it would take. I would love it. It's been a slow last couple of days, which of course is expected, right? There's ebbs and flows in the campaign and all that kind of stuff. You've heard me talk about the lull. If you follow me for any length of time, there's always that lull that happens. We've got a great start. All you McCrazy stepping up, kicking ass, taking names, chewing bubblegum, and you're all out of fucking names. So you're just, or you're all out of bubblegum, I should say. And here you are, 43,451. I would love to get this to maybe 431 backers. Can we get it to 431? 31. The number Halloween, baby! 31. Let's see if we can get it to 431 by the end of the stream. And geez, man, if we could at least get over 44,000, that would be great. But if we can knock on 45,000 by the end of the stream today, that would be awesome shit. And you know what? It's totally doable. It just takes about 15 people to all buy the double blue. So if you want to get in on Black Christmas history, if you want to get in on horror history, this is not hyperbole, folks. Olivia Hussey, one of horror's first final girls, is coming back to play Jess Bradford in It's Me Billy Chapter 2. We're doing something really special here. And if you want to own a piece of this, this is not something you can buy in the stores. It's not something you can wait till it comes out on 4K and go pick it up at Best Buy. It's not going to happen. It's only available here. And this is pretty cool. So you might want to get in on it. I'm just saying. So we'll be monitoring that throughout the show, but I would really appreciate, oh, look at that. Hey, we've already gone up 421 up to 43,465. Amazing. Who was that? I'm going to be giving shout outs today. Who was it? What McCrazy was it that stepped up here? What's going on? Who do we got? We got Edward Nito stepped up with a $25 donation. Really appreciate that, Edward. And we've got Eva Rose McCaslin. Am I saying that right? McCaslin? Eva Rose stepped up with just an end credits. Thank you. $14. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Eva. Amazing. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get this thing going up, folks. Let's get this thing going up. Look at that. We even got Cody Leach. Cody Leach earlier today picked up the It's Me Billy Chapter 2 Blu-ray. Shout out to my man, Cody Leach. Really appreciate that, buddy. Thank you so much. Amazing. And today we've also got a Logan. Logan picked up the digital download package. That's what we've got. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people today. Digital download. It's Me Billy Chapter 2, a Blu-ray, a couple of end credits, and a donation by my Godzilla brother from another mother, Edward Nito. Really appreciate that, folks. Let's keep it going, guys. We got to keep that foot on the gas. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep that foot on the gas and just inch it and closer. We're not, I wouldn't say we're knocking, but we're heading towards 50,000. If we could be at 50,000 by the end of week 3, that's really good. That's really good. But we're in week 3 right now, so that's when we got to keep it going. But we're doing well. So we'll be monitoring this throughout the show. I'll be giving shout outs to the donors, of course, who do, and we'll just keep this thing going. And the link to the campaign is there's a pinned post at the top of the chat room. Link to the campaign is in there as well. All right, a super chat comes in from Josh McKenna. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate that. Says, are there any particular days that are strong for Indiegogo? Do you notice any patterns of specific days that are the strongest for Billy? Great question. So, I don't know if I notice any particular days. I tend to look, it's a good question. I would have to look at the Indiegogo analytics. I try to do these streams. I look at my YouTube analytics and I look at when most of my viewers are online. I can see when most of you guys are online or, that kind of thing. And I try to kind of coordinate my streams in and around those times so I can sort of reach the most people live. But I think, we had a hell of a Sunday. Sunday was Mother's Day. I was on. There were a lot of people online that day. I think we peaked at like 150 people watching. I think we raised over $3,500 just that day. It was fucking amazing. You guys are, and I sincerely mean this, you're amazing. Like, you are making this happen. And then it was slow Monday. It was a little slow yesterday, but we also just came off a really great Sunday as well, right? The trick is with Indiegogo campaigns, everybody's excited right out of the gate, right? Everybody's excited. And, that first week, everybody's excited. The second week, everybody's excited. Once you get into week 3, right, the novelty begins to wear off. The excitement, begins to die down. And that's when some people take their foot off the gas, right? They just kind of, they don't talk about it. They don't post about it. They don't mention it. They don't remind people about it. And then it just sits there, right? It sits there. And then before you know it, you're into week 6 and you only got 2 weeks left and you still got, 80% of your budget to make up. So it's really important in these middle weeks here, right? It's the middle weeks that are kind of the lull because people are really excited out of the gate. And then as you get closer to the end of the campaign, there's a bit of a spike because it's kind of like, hey, the ending's coming now. But we really want to kind of be consistent in that middle. So I don't know if I've noticed any specific days, Josh, but I just know that my main focus right now, obviously, and all you guys completely understand. I mean, obviously, we're in the middle of a big crowdfunding campaign right now. It will be like this till the end of June. So obviously, we'll be talking about it and hyping it up a lot because we need your help to make this a reality. And that's what it's really all about for me is is combining this with the horror talk that we love here on the channel, and just kind of keeping that foot on the gas. We don't have to be, driving 100 miles an hour every day, a la $3,500 every time, but we got to keep the foot on the gas, right? I don't ever want a day to go by where there's nothing. Do you know what I mean? I kind of want to always keep it consistent, and like I've been saying, and I will continue to say till the end of the campaign, all this is going to take really at the end of the day is just a lot of people buying Blu-rays. That's it. I know some people might go, oh, here he goes again with the Blu-rays, but it's true. It's absolutely true. It just, that is really all it takes. I made a post earlier today on the It's Me Billy Black Christmas Facebook page. And I said there's 965 people that like the It's Me Billy Black Christmas fan film Facebook page, right? So so I would assume that they have an interest, obviously, in what we're doing. So if all 965 people all bought a Blu-ray, I mean, what would that be, right? If all I'm sure some of them already have. So let's whittle it down to 800. Let's say 800, right? So if 800 people all bought a Blu-ray, hang on a sec here. I'm trying to get the calculator up. There it is. If 800 people all bought a Blu-ray, that would be in Canadian dollars, that would be $48,000. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it's really easy. And if 800 people all bought the double blue, I'm not saying they have to, but I'm just saying if they did, if 800 people all bought the double blue, that would be $84,000. So, I mean, it's totally achievable. The math is easy. It just needs people coming out. So if you're a fan of what we're doing, if you're a fan of Black Christmas, if you're a fan of It's Me Billy, if you're a fan of me and the channel here, and you love what we're doing, and you want to be a part of horror history, you want to be a part of Black Christmas history, then it would mean so much to us if you picked up a Blu-ray and helped us out. We'd really appreciate it because you guys are the blood. We're the heart. But we need the blood. We need the blood. And it's just awesome. It's awesome what's happening right now. But this is a great spot to be in, of course. We're very excited about it. Two more backers, gone up a little bit. 2 more backers. Let's see who they are. Let's see who they are here. 2 more backers. I think it's probably a couple of more. What do we got? We got, wait a minute. Yes. 2 more backers. We've gone up. We've gone from 426 to 645. Amazing. Yes, we're knocking on 44, baby. We're knocking on 44. We get to 44,000 today by the end of the show. I might fucking lose it. Hey, we get to 45 by the end of the stream. I'm going to be fucking, I might take my pants off. No, don't hold me to that. Who do we got here? We got Patrick Ring. Shout out to Patrick Ring, who picked up a Lynn Griffin snow globe. Amazing, my man. Thank you so much. Shout out to Patrick Ring. And ZC Kroll, my man ZC Kroll, picked up the double blue. You are both now a part of Black Christmas and horror history. It's true. Listen, I know it might seem funny on the surface when I speak like that, like Black Christmas horror history, but it's actually true, right? It's actually true. There is no Black Christmas sequel. Black Christmas is one of the first slasher movies of all time. It's incredibly important to the genre. We know all about this, right? I've talked about this. You've heard other people talk about it. Olivia Hussey is one of horror's first final girls, right along Sally, Hardesty there. It's important, right? There's never been a Black Christmas sequel except for ours. It never spawned all these movies. And here we are doing the end of our sequel with Olivia Hussey. That is horror history. You know what I mean? So when this happens in the future, when you read about Black Christmas and Olivia Hussey, you'll never not be able to read about, oh, and by the way, she also did that. It's part of history, folks. It's part of history. You know what I'm saying? And that's really cool. That's really cool. And it's going to be professional from top to bottom, through and through. You guys know that we're not going to let you down that way. Amazing. So shout out to you guys. Really appreciate that. Let's see here. ZC Kroll. Yeah, hey, there he is. $2 super chat. Just ordered the Blu-ray. Can't fucking wait, Dave. My man. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. You see how easy it is? And look how far we jumped. We jumped up a couple $100 just from the snow globe and the double blue. That's what I'm saying. It's really easy. We can do it. I know we can do it. I know we can do it. We need people to step up. I need people to step up. You know what I'm saying? Just need people to step up. Amazing. Warren Armour says, Dave, he came one day. Maybe. Amber says, love overly excited, Dave. Amber, I am excited. We're raising funds to, even Donald Duck's excited. I'm excited, Amber. I am. Titch Wolf Fenriz? Is that how you say that? Titch Wolf? Sends in £5, says, I can only afford a single at the moment. Hey, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, dude. There's nothing wrong with that. Unless you would rather wait a couple of weeks or if there's a perk of chapter 1 single coming. So no, there won't be that. I can tell you that. There won't be a perk for just chapter 1. It's entirely up to you, dude. It's entirely up to you. If you want to pick up the Blu-ray perk today, all power to you. If you want to wait a couple of weeks and pick up chapter 1 and 2, all power to you, man. That's up to you. We appreciate your support nonetheless. We appreciate your support nonetheless, man. Really appreciate it. Amazing. Aaron Click says, I think if everyone who can afford to keeps trickling in and buying a perk here and there as the campaign continues, but don't wait long or perks may get bought up. That's true. We'll do this easily. I hope so. I think so too, you know, and again, I said this last time and I'm going to say it again because it should go without saying. But this is the internet after all, is that obviously, I am not expecting or talking to people who genuinely cannot afford it, right? Like, as I said in past streams, if, $40 is the difference between little Timmy having diapers and shitting on the floor, well, for God's sakes, don't send me the $40. Would you go buy Timmy, go buy him a pair of Huggies, right? That should go without saying, right? I'm not expecting that. I'm talking to the people that tune in, that are fans of the channel, that are fans of me, that like what we do here. And I'm just asking, hey, you know what? We would really appreciate if you could step up, buy a Blu-ray. It would help us out. You're going to be part of history. You're going to be part of this movie, and your name's going to be in the end credits. And, you're going to follow us along, and you're going to see it from right now. It's a really cool feeling to get in on it right now when we're talking about it and raising funds. And then comes the day when we release the movie and you sit there and you go, fuck, I was a part of that shit. Like, I watched this. Like, how often do you get to see that, right? How often do you get to see, a film, like, get in on the ground floor of a professionally produced product, right? Of a movie like this and see it right to the completion, right to the end. And there's your name in the end credits. Not often, right? Doesn't usually happen. You know what I'm saying? And I took everybody on that journey for chapter 1, and I want to take you all again and then some for chapter 2. So, Aaron's right. It's not, I'm not, of course, it's not, I'm talking about the people that we've yet to tap into, right? You know what I'm saying? And Aaron's right too. I mean, if certain people who have already donated want to donate again, that's fine too, but you certainly don't have to. You've done your job, you've done your part, and we really, really appreciate it. But yeah, you would think that with nearly 30,000 subs here and another 16 or 17,000 people that follow me across my socials, we should be able to do this pretty easily in theory. The trick is always, keeping it out there, convincing people, reminding people, hey, you know what? We need you to buy this, need you to do that. Sometimes it's hard for people too, because they don't see the gratification right away, right? So obviously those who pick up a Blu-ray, we can't send it to you until the movie's done. So you're probably not going to get it for like another, 2 years, because obviously we shoot the movie this fall, then the movie releases the following fall, then we can send you the Blu-ray. So it's kind of difficult to do you know what I mean? Because we're so used to having that immediate gratification. Or if you order off Amazon, it's there within like a week. You know what I mean? This is a bit different, right? We're relying on people to instill their trust in us. And that's a lot, right? You have to earn people's trust. But when you look at what we did with chapter 1, and we got all the perks out to everybody with chapter 1, and everybody who got a Blu-ray or who needed a Blu-ray got a Blu-ray, you know what I mean? And you saw them on social media showing that they got their Blu-rays and all that kind of stuff. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But obviously this is how crowdfunding sort of works, right? You know what I mean? And some perks will be able to be delivered before the Blu-rays, like the hoodies and the t-shirts and, the digital download. Well, not the digital download because the movie's in that, but a McRae Live, a Two Dudes, those things we can do before, right? So it's just the movie itself we have to be done with, obviously. But yeah, it's true. It's totally doable, dude. Totally doable. Chris Baber, my man. Chris Baber sends in $1.99, says, you cuss a bunch. The fuck to the channel. Well, when I get overly excited, Chris, I tend to swear. The Violator 862 sends in $4.99, says, what's up, Dave? A little late today, but made it nonetheless. I plan on picking up the double blue in a week or two once I get the money. No worries there, Violator. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Bile sends in $1.99, says, are you adding more Two Dude slots? No, Bile. You had asked that question over on my community section, and I said not at this time, and it's still the same. No, we're not adding more Two Dudes at this time. They all sold out, which is great. I'm glad they sold out. Let me see here. Michael Thorne says, how far back are you able to look at the contributors? I got an end credits perk, but the claimed number didn't go up. I got the email confirmation, everything. It could be because we've had a couple of people over the last couple of days refund. Now, I don't, so that might have been why, is that your contribution might have just evened it out or it didn't go up that much. I think there was a person that refunded a Blu-ray and a double blue, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Now there's a variety of reasons why people might do that. I always encourage people that it would always be great if you don't do that, obviously, because it hurts the campaign. But I also understand that if you're strapped for cash, it's the easiest thing to do. My advice is if you are strapped for cash, don't donate to the campaign because we don't want you to refund. We need this, right? We don't want you to refund. So if you're strapped for cash, hey, that's fair. I respect that. And you're like, Dave, listen, I'd love to donate, but I just can't afford it. I cannot afford a Blu-ray. I cannot afford it. Now, don't let me see you buying, something else and posting about it online. Just saying. No, but listen, it's your money. You can do what you can do what you want with it. But my advice would be that don't donate to the campaign if you think that in a week or so you're strapped for $40 and you got to go to the campaign. I mean, maybe you'll go back to the campaign again and put it back in, but it's best for the campaign that if there's no sort of seesaw like that, we want to, like, barring any sort of emergency, right? We want to keep that money there because every little bit counts. Every little bit adds to the total and every little bit matters, right? So we did have a few people refund, and you know what? Fair enough. Maybe somebody, they needed new brakes on their car and they need an extra $100. Maybe they, needed diapers for their kid. And they're like, oh, fuck, I have no money. Well, I got to refund this. And you know what? That's fair. But I just say to people then, if that's the position you're in life where every little bit, like, it's just like you can't, then don't donate to the campaign because it just hurts the campaign when you have to refund all the time, right? And I respect that. Like, you got to do what you got to do, but keep the money. You need it. Keep the money. Let others who can afford and who won't refund step up. Do you know what I mean? So we did get a couple of those. And again, it could be for a variety of reasons. I mean, Darren from Georgetown refunded his thing, but so he could get an associate producer perk, right? So he actually, you know what I mean? Sometimes people might be like, oh, you know what? That perk is bigger and it actually comes with that. So I'll just refund that and get the big, hey, that's cool. I respect that. But yeah, do what you can, but let's try, keep the money there because it's really important. Let me see here. Eddie Chase sends in $1.99. Thank you, Eddie. And says, what do you want to see? Who do you want to see winning the Stanley Cup? I would like to see either Florida or Vegas win because neither of them have won. Carolina's already won and Dallas has already won. And so I would like to see either Florida or Vegas. The two very hot climates win. Well, Carolina's none of them are really hockey climates. So I'm going to go with Florida or Vegas. I'm kind of leaning towards Vegas a little bit. I think that'd be cool. It'd be weird. Peter Juan sends in $7.99 Australian bucks. It says, "Hi Dave, I have a gift for It's Me Billy 2 if you want it. I contacted you on your socials, but don't know if you have seen it or not. Let us know. Cheers." Oh, okay. Did you send the message to me through my Many Things Dave McCrae Facebook page? Send it there, and then I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you, Peter. Appreciate that, and thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate that. Where's my water here? Look at this, huh? What do you guys think of that? Let's check this out. Hang on. Oh yeah, The Exorcist, baby. Oh yeah, you guys excited for the Exorcist movie coming out this year? Or is it this year? Yeah, it's this year. You guys excited? I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic. Evil Alex says, "I never donated on Indiegogo. Does it take my PayPal? I want to do it in 2 weeks for a double blue." Does it do PayPal? I'm not sure if it does PayPal. A quick Google search will tell you. It might. You might be able to, or somebody in the chat who already has might be able to tell you. I know it takes, obviously, credit card, and I know it takes debit card, as long as I think it has like a Visa or MasterCard logo, like a Visa debit kind of thing. And if it's linked to PayPal, I don't see why not. But I would do a quick Google search and double check. Yeah, double check on that. I don't see why not, though. Let me see here. Darren from Georgetown, one of our associate producers on It's Me Billy Chapter 2, says, "Assuming you still have the contact info for all the original backers of It's Me Billy, ever consider sending out a blast email to all of them announcing the project? May not all be aware." That actually is a very good idea that I actually did not think about doing. That actually is a very, very good idea. Maybe I will do that. That's actually a really good idea. Because you're right, some people might not be aware. You would think they would, but maybe not. Yeah, I will get on it. So we're still, we're going up, baby. That's what I love. We're going up. We're now at 43,750, 425 backers. That's what I'm talking about. By the end of the stream, I want to get to at least 431 and 44,000. But I'm going to say, you know what? If I stick around a bit longer on this stream, maybe we can get to 45,000 and 440 backers. I don't know. I don't know. But let's see who that was. Let's give shout outs to these fucking new contributors to It's Me Billy Chapter 2. Who do we got here? We got Norris Mills. Yes. Picked up the double blue perk. It's Me Billy Chapter 1 and 2. And Jeffrey Seconder. Is that how you say that? Seconder. Picked up a dress to impress. So you picked up a t-shirt. Amazing. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. So shout out to Jeffrey and Norris for stepping up and being a part of Black Christmas and horror history. Like, sincerely, I know right now it might kind of feel like, yeah, Black Christmas horror. No, trust me. When the movie gets shot and the movie gets made and the marketing train rolls around and Olivia Hussey is in the fucking movie and you start to see, you know, all the websites pick it up and the, you know, the engine going, you're going to be going, oh, God, this is really, this is kind of big. I'm glad I was a part of this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you will feel the wrath of history when this thing is done. Amazing though. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate that. Stepping up. That's what I'm talking about. Stepping up. Amazing. Adam Galloway says, Dave, are you looking forward to Oppenheimer? I am actually looking forward to Oppenheimer. I find the subject matter really interesting and really fascinating. And, and of course it's Christopher Nolan, so you know it's bound to be, you know, intense, exciting. I hope the sound mix is, you know, in a movie about the atomic bomb, just because the sound mix in Tenet was, you know, I hope we can actually hear the dialogue this time and we don't need subtitles. But it's a great cast, great subject. And it's probably really going to make you appreciate it's scary fucking shit. Very, very scary shit. And I am looking forward to it. And I thought the trailers have been great. The marketing's been great. The performances look solid. Cillian Murphy really does sort of look like Oppenheimer. Like when you look at what he actually looked like, there's a bit of a resemblance there. So I think the casting is really good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really am. Aaron Click says, I picked up the Dave and Bruce OnlyFans perks. Shh, quiet, Aaron. Jesus Christ. Love it. Love it. Let me see here. Scrolling back. Brooke Scarlett says, no, Dave McRae. I think they should leave The Exorcist alone, especially David Gordon Green. Yeah, I don't know. You know, because I wasn't a big fan of, let's put it this way. If it was just Halloween 2018, and that was it, and then David Gordon Green went off to do The Exorcist, I'd be like, you know, But I also have seen Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, and I'm not really a big fan of either. So I always try to be cautiously optimistic, right? I always try to be cautiously optimistic. But I am worried. Yeah. I don't know. It's just because The Exorcist is a different kind of possession movie. It's not like The Pope's Exorcist. Like you have The Pope's Exorcist, right? Or you have The Conjuring. And don't get me wrong, The Conjuring is a great movie. I love The Conjuring. It's great. But you have movies like that, more Hollywood kind of polish to them, more sensational. And then you have The Exorcist. And The Exorcist, yes, does get a little sensational towards the end. But it's really about character and drama, which that first Conjuring is too. But I don't know. Is this going to be just another Hollywood demon possession movie? Or is this going to be, like a horror drama? Real mood and atmosphere, slow burn, character. You know what I mean? Where maybe shit doesn't hit the fan until like the last half hour of the movie. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. That's what made The Exorcist so great, and why for a large majority of that movie it felt so real. Is because of that the style of filmmaking, and the approach. So is that what we're going to get, or are we going to get like a Pope's Exorcist? Where it's just nothing but sensationalism and off the wall craziness, where it's just like, now it's just like an action exorcism movie. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You would think that they would know that, and that there is a style, a filmmaking style that you would want to emulate, like what we did with It's Me, Billy. There were lots of people, I don't know if lots of people, but there were definitely some people, because I read the reviews and they reached out and they've even said that didn't like It's Me, Billy, not because it, wasn't shot well or, whatever it was, but just because I think they had it in their minds, it was going to be more like a slasher movie. You know what I mean? And I remember saying from the get-go that our goal is to create a movie that feels like it lives and breathes in the same universe. So when you watch Black Christmas, the original, you watch It's Me, Billy Chapter 1, it feels like a natural extension of that story. It's not all of a sudden blood, guts, and gore and bodies and all that. That's not what Black Christmas was. Not the original. Maybe these people haven't seen the original and they're thinking about the 2006 remake. I don't know. But the original is more like the original Halloween, right? More subtle, more mood, more atmosphere, more psychological. And we wanted It's Me, Billy to be an extension of that. Now, It's Me, Billy Chapter 2, we ramp it up a little bit, like a tiny bit, within the confines of the story we're telling, but it's still going to be, cut from the same cloth as Black Christmas, right? That's intentional. That's on purpose. So when you're doing a sequel to The Exorcist, and I understand that the studio might say, no, we got to appeal to this. We got to appeal to this demographic. We got to pump it up. We got to be more crazy. I get it, but I don't want that. I don't want a Exorcist, Pope's Exorcist. I don't even want the sequels they tried to do. I want Legion. That's what I want. I want The Exorcist 3 with George C. Scott. That's what I'm talking about. That is cut from the same cloth of storytelling. You see the difference? There's a difference between Legion, The Exorcist 3, right? And like The Pope's Exorcist, right? There's a big difference in style, in execution, in tone, in pacing, in storytelling, the way, all that kind of stuff. And that's what I hope David Gordon Green's The Exorcist sequel leans more into, so it feels like it lives and breathes in that same universe, and it can be frightening and scary. Is it going to be that? I don't know. I have no idea. No idea. We'll see. We'll see. But I really have no idea at the end of the day. Oh, yes, look at that. We're inching closer to 44,427 people. My McCrazies are stepping up again. Stepping up again. We got to give these shout outs. We got to give these shout outs to these new people that have come on board. We got Edward Chase. Edward Chase, my man. Edward Chase sends in, picks up an end credits thank you. An Ed credits, thank you. Your name's going to be there. Edward Chase. There it is. You're going to be watching the credits. You'll be like, oh, there I am. There I am. And it's in alphabetical order, by the way. So you'll be able to, there I am. There I am. It's fucking amazing. Love it. And John DeJaborin. It looks French, maybe. I'm not quite sure. We'll just call you John. John picked up the It's Me Billy Chapter 2 Blu-ray. Thank you so much, John. Really appreciate it, buddy. You're going to love it. Director's commentary. I don't know if you picked up Chapter 1 or not, but same kind of thing. Director's commentary, BTS featurette, the movie, of course, in full HD, trailers, teasers, all that juicy stuff. It's awesome. Yeah, for those of you that have It's Me Billy Chapter 1 on Blu-ray, there's like a 60-minute BTS featurette on there, which Bruce and I might post online eventually, but it's on there and it's really cool. And there's also a director's commentary as well, so you can watch the movie with Bruce and I talking over everything. Although some of you might already know it because we've talked about it so much here, but it's pretty cool. Chapter 2 will come with all that juicy stuff too, and maybe even a few other things. Who knows? We'll see when we get to that point. But definitely at least that. Thank you, Edward. Thank you, John. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Let me see here what we got going on. I'm just going to put that up, put it there, make sure we're in the right spot. All right, 1 second here. Okay, just responding to my agent, actually. Quick email, just responding to my agent. You got to take care of the stuff right away. There we go. Okay, let me see. Yeah, 43,884. We are knocking on 44. Yes! Oh, when we get to 44, I'm going to pump that. I know what I'm going to, well, you know what I'm going to play. I'm going to play that, well, you know what I'm going to play, the Cyberpunk one. I'm going to play that one if we get to 44. Andrew Rollinson sends in £5. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate that. Says, Dave, I bought an It's Me Billy 2 t-shirt in the first days of the campaign. I love it. I'm not a horror fan. I haven't watched any Halloween film, but I do enjoy your content. I was gonna call you Edward. Andrew, amazing. Thank you so much. See, that's what I'm talking about. That means a lot. It's one thing for a horror fan to step up, which we love. We love you guys. It's one thing for people who love It's Me Billy and love, Black Christmas. Amazing. We love you guys. Absolutely. But it's pretty darn cool when somebody's like, you know what? I'm not a big horror fan. Haven't seen Halloween, but I really appreciate what you've done here. All the content you've provided, all the streams and the, whatever. Really appreciate that, man. I'm going to buy a Blu-ray. That means a lot. That means a lot because again, you don't have to open it, right? I mean, you could get it. You could sell it on eBay if you want. I don't know. You could toss it in the garbage. You can use it as a Frisbee for your dog. I don't know. But it might be cool to keep anyway and just put it on your shelf and be like, you know what? I helped make this. And you did. Like everybody who donates, that number you see right there, we are trying to raise our production budget. So this is the budget for the movie. You've contributed to the budget to the movie. You helped make it a reality. Your name will be in the end credits. You helped make horror history. That's pretty cool. Even if you're not, you know what I mean? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I was trying to go higher. I don't think I could go higher. Amazing, Andrew. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, buddy. By the way, the link to the campaign is in the pinned post for anybody who's interested. Eddie Chase says, so glad I contribute just now. The best. Thank you, Eddie. $1.99 super chat. Got his name in the end credits. Eddie, that's what I'm talking about, man. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Dalton Barron says, I think since I'm not so attached to the Exorcist movies like I am Halloween, I will like his version of it because I think he comes up with some interesting ideas. Yeah, it's possible, right? It's like, listen, I don't think David Gordon Green's a bad director, and I think it's just creatively the story choices that were made in Kills and Ends I just don't agree with. I don't agree with everything, but there's just things I'm just like, I don't know why we're doing this. But I think the best out of his Halloween trilogy is the 18 one. I think it's the best one. I think they should have just left it. You know, I know at the end credits, you hear Nick Castle going, but so what? That doesn't mean you have to make another one. You know, it's symbolic. It's philosophical. You know, oh, did he or didn't he? You know, it's not necessarily meant to be taken literally, right? Where you have to now, well, I got to do a sequel. No, you don't have to do that. It's just planting that seed of doubt into the viewer's mind. And I think maybe if they just left it at that, I think Halloween 18, more people would warm up to it. And maybe more people would be more excited for the Exorcist movie. But you're right. If you're not as emotionally attached, you know, maybe you'll like it more than others, man. I don't know. It's a good point, though. It's a very good point. Okay. Happy Sanjo sends in $5. Thank you, Happy. And says, thoughts on the new Indiana Jones and box office predictions. I personally think it won't hit $1 billion and will be a disappointment. I don't know. I don't think that. I think it depends on where your expectations are. I think box office predictions, I don't know if it'll hit $1 billion. No Indiana Jones movie has, even the one from 2008. Of course, that wasn't a time that it was commonplace. It would all depend on how many screens it's opening up on and whether they're able to get into China. I don't know. I could see it hitting $1 billion. I could. But it doesn't have to hit $1 billion in order for it to be a gigantic success. I mean, if it ends up with 900 million, I mean, you know, it's done fine. I think there's a high probability, if we're just going on probability and not, you know, YouTube people that hope this thing fails, channels that make a living on talking about rumors. If we're just going based on probability, you know, James Mangold is one of the most successful directors working today. Ford v. Ferrari, 3:10 to Yuma, Copland, Logan, Walk the Line. He's absolutely one of the best working Hollywood directors today. So based on that, the probability goes up that this will be good. Now, what is good? Right? Well, are you expecting Raiders of the Lost Ark and to relive your childhood and feel like it's the first time? Well, no, this is an 80-year-old Indiana Jones, right? But it's all, you know, I think it's relative. For me, my expectations are here. If I can walk out of the theater going, you know what? I enjoyed that. That was great. That was a lot of fun. Was it Raiders? No, you know, but it doesn't have to be either. You know, was it a competently made, good story, fun, action-packed, emotional? And it doesn't disrespect the franchise or the character, and it was just it was a good Indiana Jones movie, then that's all I can ask for, right? That's where my expectations are, because I'm going to see an 80-year-old Indiana Jones. So it would be irresponsible for me to go, no, it's got to be phenomenal. It's like, well, okay, if that's where your bar is, then you'll probably be disappointed. If it ends up being phenomenal, then great. But I'm just hoping for something that is good. It's a good, solid, fun, popcorn Indiana Jones movie. Great. It's all I can ask for at this stage of the game. Do you know what I mean? If this was the sequel to Raiders and this is 1984, then maybe my expectations are higher, rightly so. But right now, that's kind of where I'm at. James Mangold has come out and debunked those rumors about how Phoebe Waller-Bridge was going to, you know, Indiana Jones was going to die and Phoebe Waller-Bridge was going to take over and she was going to, you know, replace him and all the... James Mangold, the director, has come out and said that never was in our story. Don't know where that came from. But we didn't shoot that. We never shot that. It never happened. Now, of course, you can play the game of, oh, he's just... But you know what? As far as I'm concerned, when the director of the movie comes out and says, don't know where that came from, that never was something we shot, never was our intention. We were not going to kill Indiana Jones and replace him in all his movies with Phoebe Waller-Bridge. No. Why would... No. No, he came out several times and said, that's not what's happening. So that's good enough for me. It's good enough for me. It's not, again, these channels that run these rumor mills, it's not that they don't have sources. It's not that they don't have somebody that might know a thing or two. It's not that they cannot get certain information right. Okay. But I would take those channels with a huge grain of salt. Why? Because their identity is built around this. They're not objective. You know, they build their entire identity around bringing down Indiana Jones or like it's never good. It's always, oh, it's in trouble now. And are they right? Maybe. But when the director of the movie comes out and said specifically that was never happening, that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. So, you know, oh, no. It was originally like that. Then because of the reshoots, they took it out. Oh, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's such a toxic pile of cesspool of dog shit now. This whole, like, to me, that whole sphere, and I'm not calling anybody out by name because I really don't know the channels. I just know they exist because I see their thumbnails all the time. But that whole, like that game, that shtick is just exhausting to me and tiring to me. And I'm just like, you know what? I'll just go watch the fucking movie. And if I like it, I like it. And if I don't, I don't. It's that simple. That's just kind of how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. I'm not going to sit and listen to somebody who makes money off of trashing something and has an invested interest into having something fail. These channels that talk negatively about Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Kathleen Kennedy, whatever, have a financial invested interest in these movies failing. Why? Because if the movie fails, it proves them right and it gets people tuning into them and their views go up and their clicks go up. If it's a phenomenal movie and one of the best ever made, that's not good for them. It makes them look like shit. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't have time for one that's all. If they were more like, if they were a news outlet that were covering the news in real time, that's different. But it's not. It's just one constant thing. And it's just like, oh, I don't have, you know. And again, I'm not saying that, you know, you throw enough darts at a dartboard, you're going to hit the bullseye once in a while, right? So it's not that there isn't truth at all to some of the things they say, but I think we need to be more nuanced and take things with a grain of salt when it is just people saying, a source told me. It's like, well, okay, all right. And the director says it was never on the table. Well, I'm going to believe the director. That's just me. So it might be a disappointment, Happy. It might be, but I hope it isn't. And with James Mangold at the helm, I have a feeling that it won't be. But that's my feeling, though. That's my feeling. We went up again. Oh, we're $102 away from $44,000. Who was it, ladies and gentlemen? Who was it? Let's see here. $102 away. We got another end credits. Thank you from Kyle. Is that it? Tuite? We'll call you Kyle. I don't want to butcher your name unnecessarily. Kyle, you're in the end credits. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, Kyle. Thank you so much. Man, we are so close to 431 backers and so close to $44,000. Unreal. Like I've said many times, my goal is to get to 50,000 backers. That would be ridiculous. We'd be sending perks out over the next 10 years. My goal is to get to $50,000. That's my goal by the end of the stream today. And hopefully it'll happen. We'll see. We will see. Let me see here. Happy Sandro says, I'm fantastic today. Love it. Really glad that you're doing well, Happy. You're a great contributor here. Norris sends in $9.99, says, excited for It's Me, Billy Chapter 2. Dave, I know you talked about this briefly, but what are your thoughts on the bad test screening reviews for the new Exorcist and your expectations for the movie? I haven't heard this. So I haven't heard about negative reviews for the new Exorcist movie. I'm not, from the test screening. I'm not saying that it didn't happen, and I'm not saying that it's not real. So this is something you got to keep in mind with test screenings, okay? There have been bad test screenings to great movies and great test screenings to bad movies, just like trailers, right? Obviously, you want to hear that a test screening tested well and everybody loved it. But we've heard that before. I've heard test screenings go really well, and I've seen the movie and I'm like, I don't like this movie, right? There's many different, it depends on who was in the test screening, right? Were they horror fans? Were they Exorcist fans? Were they the general public? What's the demographic? Who were they? Was there a focus group afterwards? Was there not? I don't know. You know, it's very difficult to say, right? It's not like we're going to take a bunch of Exorcist fans and they're the ones who are going to watch the movie. You know, maybe. There's a great video online. If you type in test screenings by David Sandberg, of course, the director of Lights Out and Annabelle Creation, I think, or Annabelle Part 2, whatever. He did one of the Annabelle ones. And of course, Shazam and Shazam 2. And he's got a great YouTube channel where he's got all these little horror shorts that he still creates with his wife. And they're really good. He's really fascinating to listen to. And obviously loads of experience working on many different levels of filmmaking. And he's got, I think it's a few years old now, but he's got a video on his channel where he breaks down why test screenings, what they are, how they work, and why don't worry about them. So just YouTube David Sandberg test screening, and it should come up. And it will be able to break it down for you and why, you know, I mean, you can take it, sure, but it's just watch the video. And by the end of the video, you'll probably be like, yeah, okay. You know, it's just a footnote. Test screening should always be something you go, oh, it didn't test well. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. You know, but throw it in the back of your head. It's not apocalyptic. It's not that the world is ending. Nothing like that. I mean, Halloween Kills test screened great, if I'm not mistaken. I think anyway, right? Didn't it? Or was it 18 that tested greater? Anyways, there was some, I think Kills did well or something, right? You know, and that, so I mean, you know, there's lots of examples of that. I just don't think, I think we should take it as a note, put it in the back of our heads and go, interesting, but without knowing who the demographic was, what the ages were, what their interests were, what the details are. You know, is there a focus group as well? Is it, you know, who are they? Are they people that just hate David? I mean, who knows? You know, it's hard to sort of know, right? So I always, you know, unless I see something like a test screening full of vetted original Exorcist experts and fans were test screened for the new Exorcist and hated it. Well, then you go, ugh, because you look at who was watching, right? But with just a test screening in general, fuck, I don't know. I mean, who knows? Okay, it didn't, and why didn't it test well, right? What were the reasons why? Right? Oh, I just didn't like it because I just thought it was slow. But then you watch it and you're like, well, that's the whole point. You know what I mean? There's so many different variables that we're not, you know, in that information that we're not privy to, that it's difficult to say. Obviously, you always like, you know, at face value for optics, you always like to hear that a movie tested well, of course. But that in and of itself doesn't necessarily mean that the movie's going to be really good then. Who knows? Who knows? Chris Baber, another $1.99 says, perk for massaging hands on Frank Riker's beard. Possibly. We're thinking about that. Maybe a Frank Riker perk might be something that we have in there. Can you imagine? Andrew Rollinson sends in £5. Thank you, Andrew. Says, Dave, I bought an IMB2 t-shirt. Yeah, I just gave you a shout out. In the first days of oh, no, wait. I already read that one. The Eddie Chase one, I already read. Where Nomad has gone before. Here we are. Sends in $2. Says, would you consider story what happened in the house? Would you consider story what happened in the house? I'm not sure what you're asking me, Nomad. Would you consider story what happened in the house? I'm not sure what you're asking. You have to clarify for me, buddy. Brandon Alexander Rodriguez sends in $5. Thank you very much, Brandon. Says, hi, Dave. Can you tell us if Olivia Hussey sat down to watch It's Me, Billy prior to coming on board? And if so, what were her thoughts on the movie? So I can't tell you that. What I will say is that her manager did send her the script for It's Me Billy Chapter 2, did send her the movie for Chapter 1. And I would assume that she watched it because she said that she was very interested. And so, again, there's details about our conversations and all that kind of stuff that I don't want to get into yet. Again, it's not that there's anything, I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm just trying to be respectful of the confidentiality and the privacy of the negotiations and sort of what has gone back and forth. When our production budget's raised and we move along and the movie's shot and all that kind of stuff, I will feel more comfortable opening up and talking about that kind of stuff. But as of right now, I'm trying to be respectful and, all that kind of jazz. But I can certainly tell you that, yes. And she was very interested and she came on board because of that. Olivia would not have agreed to come on board if A, she didn't like the first one, and B, she didn't like the script. She's a very private individual. She has stepped away from acting over the last 10 years or so. So she's, I guess, semi-retired. And for her to come out and do this means a lot to us. And we are not taking it for granted at all. And yeah, it means a lot. And we are very excited to have her on board. She's a very classy lady, very polite and professional. And we just want to do her and her character and the legacy of the film justice. And we will. Bruce and I, that's how we handle our productions and is professional through and through. And we will absolutely do that. And we're very excited to have her on board and very thankful that she liked the script and that she liked Chapter 1, to be able to come on board. And because if she didn't, she would have said no, right? But she didn't. So, very exciting indeed. And we're just raising that production budget now, and we're still a ways off. Obviously, we still have 45 days to go. That will change over to 44 at around 4 p.m. Eastern time today. But we just got to keep that foot down. But yes, I can confirm that to the question you're asking. I confirm yes. Eddie Chase sends in $4.99 and says Halloween 18 is best of the David Gordon Green trilogy. I agree with that. If Kills got rid of the drawn out hospital chase, suicide, and cut down on Evil Dies Tonight, it'd be better on the list, in my opinion. I agree with that. There's still, structure-wise, there's still a few things that are a bit wonky, but I do agree with that. I do. I think it would be better. And I don't think they should have, seeing Halloween Ends now and seeing how it's all done. I just don't. I think Laurie should have been where Laurie is in Halloween Ends at the beginning is where she should have been in 18. And then it's Michael coming back that turns into a Sarah Connor, and it's only because you erased all the movies. So her friends are murdered in 1978 and she's like, she hasn't gotten over. I don't know. It is a stretch. It would make more sense if she was living somewhere else, writing her memoirs, and then he comes back. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know. But I tend to agree with that. What you're saying there. Bile, another $1.99 says, should do a shout out shorts to anyone who donated. Well, I am here on the when we go live. When people donate, I go over and I give some shout outs. So that's what we are doing. Norris follows up with another $4.99. Thank you, Norris, and says, Dave, where do you see the Halloween franchise going after Ends? What would you like to see, and how long do you think Malick lets the franchise rest? Okay, so we've talked about this before. I will say that I would like to see no Michael Myers for at least till 2028. Let that breathe. Let it marinate. We don't need him to come back right now. We don't want to be oversaturated saturated with Michael Myers. Although some people out there don't give a shit and they want Michael Myers now. But I think, no, I just let it rest for a while. You know what I mean? I think you should take a good look at Season of the Witch and maybe think about turning that into a series. I'm not a big enough fan of Season of the Witch where it has to be a direct sequel. I think you could reboot it or remake it in a movie or a series because I think there's untapped potential, give a bigger budget, and just start from scratch. If you want to do a sequel, fine, okay. But I would look at seriously Season of the Witch as a series, as a streaming series, but it's really good. Like you watch it, like it's fucking great. You know what I mean? Lots of mystery and intrigue and all that kind of stuff, you know, and just see where you land after one season. That's what I think you should do. Michael Myers will come back, but there's no rush. Maybe think about bringing him back for the 50th anniversary, you know, in another 5 years. But we just ended the David Gordon Green trilogy, not even like a year ago. It's been like 6 months. Let it go. Just let it go. Let it marinate, you know what I mean? And just let that embed itself into the Halloween zeitgeist. And then in 4 or 5 years, take a look at where you are and maybe think about how you want to bring it back. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. So whether they will do that though, I have no idea. No idea. But we'll see. We'll see. Bile says, Donna says, Dave, it says, do higher tier perks get 2 dudes slot? The perk that gets the 2 dude slot would be, I believe it's the executive producer perk is the only one, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look here. So, the 2 dudes perk, as you can see all the way down here, is sold out. There it is there. Oh, you guys can't see that. But it's sold out. You can kind of see it. You can kind of see it there at the top. It's sold out. The executive producer perk, you do get a 2 dudes slot with, because the executive producer perk, you get everything. You get everything. Any future perks as well. You get everything because you're an executive producer. You get everything. The co-producer perk, you don't get a 2 dudes, but you do get a McRae Live invite. So you can come on this channel here with me. We can talk horror movies. We can talk Halloween. We can talk whatever you want to talk about. You can be my guest over Zoom and we can just have a ball and have fun, answer some questions from the chat. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. You do get the McRae Live invite with that. And you also get the McRae Live invite with the associate producer perk. But the 2 dudes perk, the only other chance to get a 2 dudes perk would be in the executive producer spot. That would be it. So yeah, thanks for the question, buddy. Appreciate that very much. Appreciate that very much. We're still sitting at 43,898. Can we get to 44? I don't know. Got to get to 44. I'd love to get to 45. Blu-rays. Tell your friends, tell your uncles, tell your gerbils. Let's do it, folks. Amazing grace, come sit on my sins. Evil Alex says, having Olivia for a Black Christmas fan film is like having Jamie Lee Curtis for a Halloween fan film. This is big. It is. Yeah, no, there's a lot of, I know there's a lot of people that I don't think realize how big it is, and how significant it is to the subgenre. I mean, even John Squires of Bloody Disgusting, when he wrote the article, said, you know, this morning we got some big news. And he's right. It is big news. Again, because Black Christmas is a very niche film, it never spawned a franchise in terms of sequels. Olivia Hussey only was Jess Bradford in one movie. It's a cult film, for sure. Fair enough. But the cultural significance of that movie and, you know, what this means for Olivia coming back is, it's big. It is big. There's a reason why Collider picked it up and Screen Rant picked it up and Bloody Disgusting picked it up. And, you know, there's a reason for that. You know, it does mean something, and you have a chance to be a part of it. You know what I mean? We're doing something really special, you know? So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool indeed. Bio says, ever thought about streaming on RedTube? I don't know what RedTube is. No idea what RedTube. No idea. So, I've never heard of it. Let me see. Did I get all the super chats? I think I've got all the super chats so far, right? I think so. I think I have. Chester Franklin Jr. says, Dave, just finished watching my Halloween 4 Blu-ray. Love the opening, mood, and atmosphere, but I noticed that in the opening credits, there was dog barking. Yeah, well, that would have been part of the Foley that was probably added during post. Tyler Singleton says, Dave, if you were approached to revive either the Paranormal Activity or Blair Witch Project franchise, which would you choose? I would want to, off the top of my head, I would do Blair Witch. I would do Blair Witch. Yeah, because I think I could do it well. I think I could do it justice. Let's just put it that way. I think I could do it justice. Let me see here. So I haven't missed the super chats, which is good. Where Nomad has gone before says, yeah, I hate shortening messages. I meant history of the murder that happened in the house. Oh, the murder that actually happened in the Billy house. Would I do? No, I don't think so. I mean, it's just a local politician that for those of you that may not know, there actually was a real murder in the house where we shot It's Me, Billy. And I think in 2016, there was a local politician who owned the house, and his daughter's boyfriend came to the house, shot and killed him, shot the daughter. I believe the daughter survived, and then turned the gun on himself and killed himself. So it was a murder-suicide. Happened in the house. Yeah, in 2016, I think. But I mean, no, I mean, I wouldn't want to do a movie around that. I don't know. I mean, I just don't think there's a lot of material there. I mean, maybe you do a true crime 48 hours thing about it or whatever, but there's not really much. I mean, they know who did it. The person who did it was found dead at the scene. So it's just a news story. Because then you'd have to turn it into like a ghost story, and I'm not interested in doing that. No interest in doing that. Okay. Scrolling back. Richie Rich says, yeah, if you got $8,000, throw down. Yeah, well, hey, listen, we had 2 executive producers on It's Me, Billy Chapter 1. We did, and it was the same price point. We had 2 executive producers on It's Me, Billy Chapter 1. So it's not unfathomable. I mean, I mean, there are people out there that may see the value in it. Maybe they got a lot of I mean, it's not cash, right? They're obviously probably charging it on a credit card, but maybe they have, a credit card where they have that much room. And again, that's 8,000 Canadian. Remember, that's 8,000 Canadian. So it's about, I think, 5,800 something US. So it's 8,000 Canadian. All the prices you're seeing, when I go over to the other screen, all the prices that you are seeing are all in Canadian dollars. So when you go to the site on your end, you'll see this will be, I think it'll probably like $10. And then underneath, you'll see it saying 14 in Canadian, right? So, which is still a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, the 5,800 something. But you know what? Sometimes people are like, you know what? I want to get in on this. I want to get in on the top floor. I want all of that shit. And I see the value in this. And, I want to be part of it. And maybe they have, a credit card where they have that much room. And they're like, you know what, I'm going to do it. And so they do it. 2 people did it last time, So, and we had 7 people as an associate producer last time. Associate producers sold out like gangbusters last time. I think they all sold out like the first week. It was crazy. So we added 15 spots for an associate producer this time. Same price point. 1,500 Canadian, about 1,100 US. And we already have 5 of those gone. 5 of those gone. Cody Snyder, one of my great moderators here, is an associate producer, as is one of our great viewers, Darren from Georgetown. He's an associate producer too. So, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, pretty cool stuff. But as I've said many times, these campaigns are won not having to rely on people coming in with the big, ticket items. That's great if we can, but it's about a lot of people buying Blu-rays. That's it. That's all. That's it. Trust me when I say, and I can tell you right now, I had a lot of people reach out to me after Chapter 1 was all done, and they were like, oh, I should have got in on the campaign. I was going to, but I didn't. I'm like, And they, do you have any more left, of the Blu-rays? Like, we don't have to wait for. I'm just saying, don't let it go by. Trust me, you're going to be kicking yourself. You're going to be like, I should have been a part of that. I could have been a part of that. You're going to want to be a part of it. I'm just saying. All right. Let me see here. Oh, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. $44,003. We have crossed 44,000. Can we get to 45? Is it possible? 430 backers. 44,003 Billy Bucks. 44,003 Billy Bucks, inching closer and closer to that 60,000 halfway point by the end of the month. Can we get to 50,000 by the end of by next Monday? Can we get to 50,000 by next Monday? We've done it. Listen, I wanted to get to 40,000 by the end of week 2. We got to 42. I want to be at 50 by the end of week 3. Can we get to 50 or 52? It is possible. You can do it, ladies and gentlemen. There it is right there. Amazing. Amazing. Who was it that stepped up? Let's check it out here. Unreal. Let's check it out. Who was it? Let's give them a shout out. We've got Michael Marks. Michael Marks stepped up and bought an It's Me Billy Chapter 2 Blu-ray, and Leo McGuigan. Am I saying that wrong? I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Leo, you know who you are. You donated some money to the campaign, $45. Really appreciate that, man. Really appreciate that. Again, if you've already purchased a Blu-ray and a perk and you don't want to buy another one, totally understand that. You can just donate as well. Sometimes maybe you got an extra $10, an extra $5, an extra, $45, whatever the case is. You're like, I want to put it towards the campaign. You can do that as well. And donations are not associated with perks. Okay. So I say that again, because sometimes people, they've already got their Blu-ray, they've already got their hoodie, they've already got their t-shirt, they got a couple of bucks burning a hole in their pocket. And it's like, you know what? I'd love to give it to you, Dave, but I don't want 5 Blu-rays. You don't have to. You can just donate to the campaign. And that totally goes to the total. And it did today. Leo stepped up, plopped in some hard-earned cash. And there it is. $44,003, 430 backers. Amazing, guys. This is the moment. We're in week 3 now, and this is where we've got to keep this momentum going. This is where it is. We got to keep that momentum going. Unreal. You guys are stepping up and really cool. Like I love it. Let me see here. Yeah, like I said, all it takes is just There's 965 people that follow the Black Christmas It's Me Billy Facebook page. The link is in the description. Now, some of those people have already bought their Blu-rays, right? Fair enough. But let's say there's still 800 people that haven't. Now, I would assume that if you're liking the It's Me Billy Black Christmas Facebook page, you're a fan of It's Me Billy, you're going to want to get on It's Me Billy Chapter 2, right? You're going to want that Blu-ray. Well, if 800 people all bought a Blu-ray, that would be $48,000. It's crazy. It's simple. It's simple math, but it's there. I'm just saying. I know I say that a lot, but I just kind of want to remind people like, oh yeah, I know it's true. It just takes a small village of everybody stepping up, man, and we can do it. We can't let this opportunity go by. We cannot let this opportunity go by. Olivia Hussey is coming back to play Jess Bradford in It's Me Billy Chapter 2. But we can't do it without our production budget, right? We got to get there. And, This is pretty cool. And we're not going to let you guys down. We won't do it. Okay, I got all the super chats. Salwayne. Sam Haynes Knight sends in $2, says, are you excited for Ghostbusters Firehouse? I really did like Ghostbusters Afterlife. I thought it's exactly what the Ghostbusters franchise needed. I'm curious because this is the movie that's going to tell us whether or not it's Rian Johnsoning The Last Jedi or if it's, going in a good direction. Like The Force Awakens, like Halloween, like a lot of these movies that do legacy sequels, they deliver something familiar at first, right? They play it safe. They deliver something familiar that's very nostalgic to get you back on board, to earn your trust. And then it's the second one where they open up things a little bit and they play. And it's that second one that, are they just going to completely erase everything that they just did, or what? Like, what is, what's going to happen here, right? So I don't know. I'm cautiously, I always say this, but it's true. I'm cautiously optimistic. Hopefully it'll be good. I know Jason Reitman, I don't think, is directing this one. He's producing. So I don't know. I've heard, I can't say too much, but I've heard sort of some things about it from somebody who would be in a position to know. And I think back, my thought is, could go either way in terms of the story. Could go either way. I don't know. I'll be very curious to see how this does. But now that they've earned your trust, and now that they've got you on board, and now that they delivered something familiar, you can expect this one to take some risks and take some chances. And that's fine. I just hope it doesn't go Last Jedi. You know what I mean? So, but we'll see. We will see. Super chat from ZC Kroll, another $5. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Says, guys, it's Olivia fucking Hussey. Make this happen. Stop messing around. Dave and Bruce are going to absolutely nail it. Could not agree more. It's a big deal, guys. It really is. I know if you're not emotionally connected, like if I was on here saying, dude, we've got Jamie Lee Curtis for this high-end professional, fan film, then all of a sudden you're like, oh, it changes the minds because you're like, oh, because you know what I'm saying? But that is what we're doing here. Like that is, before there was Laurie Strode, there was Jess Bradford. You may not have Halloween if it wasn't for Black Christmas. We all know the story that Bob Clark, rest in peace, tells about his conversation with John Carpenter. Now, Bob Clark has also said, listen, Halloween is its own thing, right? John Carpenter, Michael Myers, the music. Of course, Bob Clark was not saying that he ripped off Black Christmas or any sort of sequel. It is its own thing, but there was a conversation that happened between Bob Clark and John Carpenter in the mid-70s. John Carpenter said to Bob Clark, have you ever thought about doing a sequel to Black Christmas? And Clark said, no. He said, I've done quite a few horror movies right now. He said, I didn't get into this business to just do horror. So he said, I don't think so. And John Carpenter said, he got that, he understood that. And he said, if you did a sequel, like, what would you do? And he goes, I don't know. He said, I'd probably, like, just off the top of my head, I'd probably fast forward it like a year. Billy's been locked up for a year. He was caught somehow and he escapes on Halloween night and he goes back to the sorority house or whatever. And I'd call the movie Halloween. True story. Some of you may not have known that. But it's true. It's a true story. Now, does that mean that John Carpenter went off and copied that? No, not at all. Because it wasn't John Carpenter's idea to do Halloween. It was Irwin Yablon's. Irwin Yablon's wanted to do a low-budget, theater of the mind horror movie. Because at that time, those kinds of horror movies were starting to kind of disappear because you were getting more into the exploitation, guts kind of stuff. And he wanted to do more of that old school Hitchcock kind of thing. And he saw Assault on Precinct 13 and thought maybe John Carpenter would be a good fit. So John Carpenter came on board, and then Irwin Yablon's is the one that's responsible for the title because he said, I want to be about babysitters because babysitting is really sort of, a big thing right now. According to Irwin Yablon's, he told me that it was never going to be called The Babysitter Murders and that he has no idea where that came from. He knows about it and he understands it, but he says we were never actually going to call it The Babysitter Murders. Kind of weird, eh? But anyway, so it's funny how those things kind of, it's like telephone tag. If anybody would know, it would be him. But he wanted to set the movie on Halloween, and he thought, why don't we call the movie Halloween? That's completely separate from any conversation with Bob Clark, because I don't think Irwin Yablans and Bob Clark knew each other. But was there something that was in Carpenter's subconscious when he and Deborah Hill were writing Halloween about an escaped mental patient escaping on Halloween? You know what I mean? Was there some sort of, maybe some unconscious thing that seeped out? Maybe, who knows? I have no idea. But that's a cool kind of, thing that not a lot of people know. But that aside, even that aside, right? Black Christmas is such an important film. It didn't get the justice it deserves because it didn't do very well in the States when it was released. It's a Canadian movie shot here in Toronto, was released in October of 74 in Toronto. Then it was released a couple months later in the States, but Warner Brothers didn't quite know how to market it. They didn't want to call it Black Christmas, so they called it Silent Night, Evil Night. They didn't want to call it Black Christmas because they feared that people would think it was a blaxploitation movie with black people, and they just didn't want that, or, whatever, right? And it's, they thought it was going to be like a horror movie about, they just want to they didn't want to get tied up in that. So they called it Silent Night, Evil Night. But then, people didn't quite know, it didn't do very well. Then for network television, it was going to air on network television in the late 70s, but they changed the name again. They changed it from Silent Night, Evil Night to Stranger in the House. But then it ran into Ted Bundy, and the network didn't want to air it because Ted Bundy was just apprehended, and he's famous for what? Murdering sorority girls in their sleep and raping them. So that just happened. And the network was like, do we air this movie? Do we not? So Black Christmas never really got the justice I think it deserved. And then it kind of just, it's become this, it's very important to the genre. I mean, you look at the film and you look at a lot of the, the POV shots and the tropes and things like that became very commonplace in films like Halloween. So yeah, I mean, ZC Kroll, is correct. It is big. People don't realize it because they have to think about it. They got to really adapt their mind to think about how special this is. But it is, and we're doing something really cool, and we want you guys we can't do it without you. We have to raise our production budget, to be able to do this. We don't want to let this slip away. It's so important. So yeah, I agree, man. I absolutely agree. Mace Machine Horror Show says, hey Dave, hope you're having a great day, my friend. I am. I hope you're having a great day too. Bile sends in a super chat that was deleted by the Slaughtered Lamb Movie Podcast. Darren, one of my great moderators here. I trust that there was obviously something you had said that was either inappropriate or irrelevant. Let's keep it cool here. Okay. Let's keep it cool. Let's not, come on. What are you, 5? Come on. You're not 5, right? I don't think you're 5. All right. Tyler Singleton says, still haven't seen Black Christmas. Plan on doing so soon. Hopefully it's not a Who Did It film with Billy as the killer. Not really. I mean, it kind of is, but not really. I know you can't, you're joking, but it's really important. And you're right. A lot of people haven't seen it. And that's primarily because it never spawned a franchise. And then by the time, it never had a sequel until we came along. And then there's the 2006 remake, right? Like, there's actually a lot of people that think that, and I understand why, there's some people we've had that have seen chapter 1 and said, oh, I like how you combined both elements from the original and the 06 remake. And I remember sitting there thinking, the 06 remake, we took nothing from the 06 remake. Like, there was nothing at all. And so I would ask them, and they're like, oh, well, Agnes, and how Agnes is like, his sister and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh, no. That's not a Black Xmas 06 creation. Agnes, the character of Agnes, was first introduced in the original film. You hear that name on the phone, right? And Bob Clark was very outspoken about how, Agnes in his mind was Billy's sister, and maybe Billy abused her as a baby or something like that. Because you hear on the phone, during the phone calls, you hear, Billy, where's Agnes? Where's the baby? All that kind of stuff, right? So the character of Agnes being Billy's sister was introduced in the original movie. Now, Black Xmas took that idea and went this way, right? Went over here with it. And we took that idea and went this way with it. So, but I think that could be because there are probably more people that have seen the Xmas movie from '06 than have seen the original, because it came out at a time when maybe they were first getting into horror or something like that, especially if you're a bit younger. And so that's their Black Christmas to them. But there's nothing in It's Me, Billy, Chapter 1 or Chapter 2 where we're tipping our hat to the 2006 film. Everything is about the 1974 original. And that's by design. So, but yeah, there's lots of people that still haven't seen it. And listen, look, it's a slow burn, right? It's a 70s horror movie. You know, it's dated. But you got to watch it within its context. There's some people that watch it and go, this is fucking amazing. I can't believe I haven't seen this. What the hell took me so long? There's other people that watch it and go, it was okay. It's kind of, you know, because yeah, it's 1974. You know what I mean? And it's not Texas Chainsaw, right? You know, it's a theater of the mind, you know, slow burn, but it's eerie. It's very eerie and atmospheric and unsettling for sure. So if you like those kinds of movies, those Hitchcockian old school kind of movies, you'll probably like Black Christmas. You probably will. I mean, maybe not, but you might. You know, still sitting at 44,003, still sitting at 44,003. Can we have it go up? I don't know. I'm hoping we can. I'm hoping we can keep it going, folks. We're in the lull right now. These next few weeks, we are in the lull. This is the lull, right? The lull is always the middle of the campaign. We have entered the middle of the campaign now, right? So week 3 and week 4 and week 5 are the lull parts, traditionally, generally speaking, of the campaign. So this is where we really got to keep it going. We really got to keep it going. Did I miss any super chats? I don't believe I did. Let me go over here. I think I've got everything as far as I know. As far as I know, I don't believe I have. Let me take another swig of this exorcism or exorcist water. This is holy water that I'm drinking right now. The old holy water. The old exorcist holy water. Amazing. Brooke Scarlett says, Dave, is the same Bob Clark who directed A Christmas Story? It is. Yes, it is. It is the same Bob Clark who directed A Christmas Story. The director of Black Christmas is the same Bob Clark who directed A Christmas Story. So he's got two very famous Christmas movies on two completely different ends of the spectrum. Indeed. I'm just scrolling back here. Cody the Zombie says Halloween fan film by Dave would definitely get at least 150K. You know, you're probably right. And that's where I say that I hope all those fans that watch me that could donate do donate. You know, I've done a lot of hard work on the channel and you know, entertained everybody for free over the last, 6 years. And I've had a blast doing it. And we've created a really nice family and community here. And it would be so wonderful to have you guys step up for something that I'm really passionate about. You know what I mean? Again, I respect everybody's financial position. You can do what you want to do with your money. It's your money. Hey, Dave, I can afford it, but you know what? I don't really give a shit. So I'm not going to donate and you can't make me. Yep, that's true. That's 100% true. And you know what? I respect your honesty. I get it. But I would hope that somewhere in you, you think, you know what? I'm going to go support this. It would mean a lot. It would mean a lot. And we're not going to let you down. We're not going to let you down. We're going to deliver something that's professional through and through, and something that's really special. And it would mean a lot. But yeah, no, you're right. If this was a Halloween fan film with the same level of production value, we'd probably be funded, by now. Which tells you what? Which tells you there are a lot of people out there that could still donate, right? Oh, they're out there. They're out there. But then again, that would also be a fan film that would probably be shut down because Malik Akkad, I don't think would be, I don't think Malik Akkad would allow a high-end, professional through and through Halloween fan film, that looks and that looks and sounds the part to be made. Maybe, I don't know, but I've known Halloween fan films with lesser production value that have been shut down. So Malick is very protective of that IP, rightly so. I get it. It's really his bread and butter. That's really what, it is. I get it. I understand it. I respect it. From a business, from a legal point of view, I respect it. But you're right. Yeah, we'd probably be funded in the first day. You know what I mean? Probably be funded in the first day. But yeah, I hope, I just asked to, I hope people out there can help out. That's all I ask. It would mean a lot. That's it. It would mean a lot, but I respect everybody's position. I do. Totally respect it. Listen, like I said, diapers for my kid or Blu-ray from Dave. You buy the diapers for your kid. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Totally. Let me see here. And two, if you haven't watched It's Me, Billy, and you're a Black Christmas fan, it's on my channel. Go and watch it. It's free. Go and watch it. Check it out. If you're a big Black Christmas fan, I think you'll really like what we've done here. And then maybe we're like, oh, I see what's going on. Ends on a massive cliffhanger. Chester Franklin Jr. says, Dave, despite Tommy Lee Wallace turned down to direct Halloween 2 1981, his voice in the trailer is different tone. Also as the neighbor in Halloween 2, just his voice. His voice, yes, is in, he's the, it's time, kids. You better hurry. Yeah, that's Tommy Lee Wallace. Yep. Bum 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 bum. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Richie Rich says, this is the beautiful thing about capitalism. This is the beautiful thing about capitalism. You mean raising funds for a movie? Capitalism, the beautiful thing about I'm not quite sure the point you're making, but I'm sure there's one in there somewhere. Maybe you can clarify for me, Richie. Gregory Gomez says, hey, Dave, how about that moonwalk video you mentioned maybe doing? I remember the moonwalk story you told about working at a movie theater. Yes. I totally should do that. I totally forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, I got to get on that. For those of you that don't know, I can do the moonwalk. Bruce taught me how to do the moonwalk years ago when we were teenagers. So I've got to get on that and do a little moonwalk video and show you. I'll have to probably do it across my kitchen floor and my socks, though. That'd probably be the best way to do it. Because you need a surface that you can, you can't do, you can do it in your shoes on cement, but it's going to look very fragmented and it's kind of awkward. You need loafers on a gymnasium type floor. Do you know what I mean? Something where you can really glide and slide. That's how Michael was able to do it, right? When he's on stage and the loafers, that he's just sliding across that stage floor like it's butter, so, but I can do it. Yeah, and it's not that difficult. I can do a video showing you how to do it. It's not that difficult. It's not. Once you know how to do it and the mechanics of it, it's pretty straightforward. Let me see here. Scrolling back. Got that one. Shamrock Ball says, sounds to me like Carpenter ripped him off. I don't think so. Because again, Carpenter wasn't responsible with the name. Carpenter wasn't responsible, and according to Carpenter, he came up with the idea because I think when he was in film school or something, he went on a field trip to some psychiatric ward or something. And he remembers seeing a kid there that had a pale blank face, the blackest eyes. That's where he got that from, where he kind of took it from. So, I don't know. But again, maybe subconsciously, maybe the idea of an escaped mental patient on Halloween, but then again, Halloween and setting it on Halloween and calling it Halloween is an Erwin Yablon's creation, not a John Carpenter creation, as far as I know. So, again, I don't think that even the idea for the poster, right? The fist, with the knife and the pumpkin, that's according to Erwin Yablons, that was his idea. So, John Carpenter gets a lot of praise, rightly so. I get it. He's the co-writer and the director. But if it wasn't for Irwin Yablans, there would be no Halloween. It's not John Carpenter. It wasn't John Carpenter's idea. He wasn't, sitting around after Assault on Precinct 13 and thought, oh, what do I want to do? You know what? I want to do a horror movie. Hey, Deborah, why don't we do a horror movie? Why don't we call it Halloween, set it on Halloween, and it'll be about this. That wasn't. Irwin Yablans went to John Carpenter and said, hey, I want to do a horror movie, a low-budget horror movie that's all, moody and atmospheric. And I kind of want to do it maybe about babysitters, babysitting, and some serial killer or whatever, because babysitting is a big thing right now, and young teenage girls can relate to it. They can go to the movie theater and scream and all that kind of stuff. And John Carpenter was like, well, all right. He was like, sure. You know what I mean? So that Halloween is really the brainchild of Irwin Yablans. Now, the creation of Michael Myers and all that kind of stuff, obviously, John Carpenter has a hand in that part. He takes over. But the inception, the birth of Halloween, it's Irwin Yablans. Jonathan Ball says, Dave, just a thought. Will you have an actual screening in a theater? You can stream your red carpet entrance. Possibly. We wanted to have a screening for Chapter 1, but it was during COVID. And obviously, we couldn't get everybody together. Maybe we might have a screening. There is a perk that's online. I'm surprised actually these haven't gone yet. There's 30 available. I think there's only, maybe 5 have gone, 3 have gone. I'm not sure. But the online advanced premiere. So you can join myself and Bruce and the crew and the cast who are able to make it, obviously, and the crew who are able to make it. But definitely like myself and Bruce and Victoria and the cast to an online advanced premiere. So we did it last time for Chapter 1. It was a great success. People loved it. You get to see it about a week before everybody else. We all watch it together like this. It will play on the screen. You will get to watch it before anybody else. So that is a perk on the campaign right now. And if you're interested in that, it might be, and you got other things with it too. Always remember that when you see the perk, to click on it to see what else you get with it. Because more often than not, it's not just, unless it's the end credits perk, the smallest, cheapest perk is just end credits, right? That's like $10. But the next perk is your digital download. And that is, I think that's $20 US or something like that. And that is, you get a digital high resolution copy of the poster, a digital copy of the script, a full digital copy, a digital copy in full HD of the movie, high resolution still images from Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, all for like $20. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So always look to see what you get with the perks as well, because there's things that are packaged with it. Like the guy... He seemed like a nice guy, but like the guy that was like, you're charging $1,800 for that mask. It's like, no. It's $1,800 for the co-producer perk. Look what you get with it. And you get the mask. Oh, okay. You got to look what you get with it. No, I would never. That's ridiculous. Why would I do that? That's insane. Let me see here. Oh, scrolling. Evil Alex says, you think Black Christmas on Halloween idea sequel would have happened if Halloween didn't happen? Maybe directed by Carpenter if Bob didn't make it. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. Yeah, I don't know. That's entirely possible. I'm not sure. But if Clark didn't want to do it because he wanted to direct other things. Wanted to direct other things. Still sitting at $44,003, 36%. Would love to get to 431 backers. Make that the Halloween number, 31. I don't know. Could we, before the end of the stream, you think? I don't know, man. We're approaching 2 hours already. I'd love to get close to 44.5 thousand, but I don't know. And all that would take is basically 4 people buying The double blue perk. Christian Blizzard says, but Dave had the chance to watch Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Being a Myers, Freddy, Jason fan, I believe it would be right up your alley. I haven't seen that yet, but it is something that I know about and that I definitely do want to check out for sure. But no, it's not something that I have seen. It's not something that I have seen, but I definitely want to look into that because it is something I do want to see. Richie Rich says, I know you can't keep the money. It is a Black Christmas fan film. Yeah, that's correct. I'm just saying that's a beautiful thing about, I see about the capitalism thing. I see what you're saying. Yeah. All the money raised goes into the production. Like we don't make any money. The money raised goes into make the movie, not from the movie, right? So Bruce and I literally make nothing, like literally zero. And It's Me Billy Chapter 1, Bruce and I actually spent a few grand out of pocket. So, but that's the way it is. We don't own the intellectual property. As official as it feels and looks and sounds and will be, we don't own the intellectual property. So we cannot see, unless the rights holders were to come forward and say, hey, we love this. This is great. Let's package this and release it. Well, great. But until that were to happen, we don't own it, the intellectual property. And therefore it will be released for free. We cannot make money from it. So we can't, sell Blu-rays. We can sell them on here, of course, because we're raising funds to make the movie, but I can't sell you a Blu-ray off and pocket the money. I can't do that. So yeah, everything goes into the production. And, yes, it really does cost that much. Between, obviously we're dealing with SAG and we're dealing with ACTRA and, all, the union fees and, the salaries between cast and crew and production insurance and craft services and accommodations and flights and truck rentals and equipment rentals and camera rentals and lighting and grip and yeah. And location rentals. Just the location of the house is thousands of dollars, so, yeah, it costs a lot of money but we're going to deliver something special. So I would love for you all to get in on it. Don't let this pass you by, folks. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that didn't get in on Chapter 1 that were kicking themselves. They're like, fuck, don't let it pass you by. Don't let it pass you by. Become a part of history. It's going to be awesome. Let me see here. I'm looking for that. I answered that. Got that. I see Michael Joe put up 4 gas tanks, or not gas tanks, but gas, what is it, dispenser, whatever that came out. Anyway, gas is high right now. You're right. Dave, just roll everyone to imagine this is a Halloween film you're making and the campaign goal will be exceeded by the end of the day. Folks, Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis is back. Let's get it going. She's in this. Let's get it. No, you're right. You're totally right. You're 100% right. Shamrock Ball says, hey, Dave, out of curiosity, what's the overhead to produce the Blu-rays and posters, etc.? Just curious what your actual movie budget is. Cheers. That's a good question. It's going to be about, all the perks and everything are probably anywhere. You always want to factor it at least 15 to 20% to that, somewhere in there, I think. But again, we are willing to sacrifice a little bit if we need that contingency to go into the production of the movie, which is why we sometimes will pay some things out of pocket. Because you know what, we need that extra $3,000. We'll put it towards the production. I will get all the t-shirts made out of my own pocket or something like that. Sometimes you got to do that. You don't want to do that. You hope you don't have to do that, but you got to do what you got to do. So, but I would say it's somewhere around there, maybe even 10%. Something like that. It might be 10 to 15%. It's anywhere between 10 to 20%, I would say, in terms of all the perks, I would say. Yeah, because there's a lot of digital perks as well that cost nothing, right? Like coming on Two Dudes, that doesn't cost anything. Coming on this show, that doesn't cost anything. The digital download package doesn't cost anything because we're just sending you all that stuff digitally. So, we send you a link and you download it. So, that doesn't cost anything. It's the t-shirts, the hoodies, the Blu-rays, the mask, obviously the Halloween mask, the autographs, anything that involves shipping, right? Of course. But it would depend. It's in and around those numbers. But again, like chapter 1, we may put more of it into the production, and pay a little bit out of pocket, which is what we had to do last time. So it ain't cheap, man. And again, in the world of making movies, this is a low budget, no budget, nothing budget sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? So, oh, well then don't donate. Do not donate. Movie Review says, if I could, I would donate, but I'm on SSI, only get $695 a month, then don't donate. I don't donate. I don't want anybody who can't donate. Do not donate, because I don't want to see, listen, barring an emergency, of course, but we have had a few refunds. We don't want to see that. If $40, if you're worried that you're going to need that do not donate, right? We want everybody who can donate or who will donate can donate. And we need to keep that there, right? We don't want to be going backwards. I don't want to wake up in the morning and see that I've lost $300 because of, somebody's. Now, it's your absolute right to do that, of course. And there's a variety of reasons why you might be doing that, a variety of reasons why. But if it's ever because you just are strapped for cash, then maybe you shouldn't be donating anyway. Right? Do you know what I'm saying? And you come first, you and your family and your children and your pets and whatever, that comes first. That's the most important thing. I'm selling to everybody who can, right? Who can. I mean, maybe you want to, right? And your heart's in the right place. You're like, I want to, I just can't. That's okay. Spread it around. Share it to somebody who can, right? Maybe you got a buddy that can. Maybe your father can. Maybe your uncle can. Maybe your cat or dog. You know what I'm saying? Spread it around. We need to get these numbers up. I really want to be at 50,000 by next Monday. I really want to be there by next Monday. So we need to kind of, because then we're going into week 4, right? And I would love to be at 60,000 halfway by the end of week 4, right? If we were sitting at this point by the end of like 5 weeks, I'd be worried. I would. I'd be like, I don't know if this is going to happen. We can't make this movie on this right now. $44,000 is a lot of money. Yes, it is. And you can make a movie with $44,000, but you can't make a $120,000 movie with $44,000. So it's that, again, these numbers are not arbitrary. It's not like I think we're going to need this and let's just put that in there. We've broken everything down: cast, crew, flights, hotel, craft services, accommodations, production insurance, truck rentals, this rental, that rental, all the stuff, equipment rental, everything, perks, all that stuff. We've broken it all down. And this is what we need to make this movie. So I say that again, I'm not trying to sound condescending at all. I say that so people understand that this is not an arbitrary number. This is really what we do need to make this a reality. Now, again, if by the end of this campaign, we can be close, and what do I mean by close? So let's say we don't reach our target, but we're at like 104,000 or we're at 90,000. Okay, well that's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. Then maybe we can run another campaign throughout the summer to see if we can make up the difference. But ideally you don't want to do that because, I mean, do you guys want me to be talking? I'll have to do it. I'll be selling and talking about all this right from now until the end of August. If it's what we got to do, it's what we got to do to make the movie, right? But ideally, you want to reach that goal in your first time out so the campaign goes into demand. If we reach our goal, the campaign goes into demand. And that means when the campaign is over, we can continue to raise money. We can continue to raise money for like the next 6 months. We don't have to run another campaign. We can just leave it there. We can just leave it there and point people to it whenever they want. Hey, is there still a chance to get a Blu-ray? As a matter of fact, there is. There you go. It's perfect, right? That's what we want. That's ultimately what we want. But we can't do it without you. Can't do it without you. So great number, great so far. Awesome. Thank you so much to everybody that has stepped up. Really appreciate it. But we got to keep it going. And again, I'm not saying we got to keep it going to those who have already spent like $1,000. Nah, just keep it going. I'm talking about to all those people that haven't yet, that maybe can, that are thinking about it. Come on board. We need you. We really do. This is a family. This is a community. We love you guys. It would mean a lot to me. By the way, my birthday's a week today. I'm just saying, my birthday's a week today. I'll be the big 44 next Wednesday, May the 24th. And I'm just saying that there might be a hump day Q&A that day. And I'm just saying that if you want to give me an early birthday gift, I'm just saying that it would be the best birthday gift in the world, honest to goodness, would be if would be if everybody who likes the It's Me Billy Facebook page, if they all came out and bought a Blu-ray. That would be like the best. Again, those of you who can, of course, those of you who can, that would be the best birthday gift of all time. I'd be like, yes, 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 yeah. I'd be like, fuck it, it'd be wild. I'd be tearing off my clothes. It'd be running around. It'd be like, fucking people would be, it'd be wild. It'd be wild. Just saying. The Slaughtered Lanceps, cut out the craft services and make your own sandwiches. You know, maybe peanut butter and jelly for Olivia, possibly. We might have to do that. We might have to just buy bread, just buy like 28 loaves of bread. And every morning, we don't hire somebody to do this. Every morning, I get up at 5 a.m. and I'm in the fucking kitchen and I'm slabbing together fucking jelly and we'll call it jam here, but peanut butter and jelly for my Americans. And we I slap it down on the table, and water. It's just fucking water. And it's not even bottled water, it's tap water. Why would we buy bottled water when there's fucking tap water right there? Tap water, I think it's a well. And there it is. The water's coming out, and it's like fucking like it's like a yellowy kind of water. It's like the water that, like in the Goonies, when Anne Ramsey slaps the water down on the table for the kids. It's like this yellowy water or something. It's exactly what it is. And everybody gets peanut butter and jam sandwiches, man. It doesn't matter. No, that's what we're doing. That's every day for every lunch. Every day for every lunch, every day for every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, peanut butter and jam sandwiches. Snacks, it's peanut butter. Totally. No coffee, nothing. There's like some mints. I buy a bunch of mints and I put them around, but that's it. And that's it. Darren, you've done it. Yeah. And how much could that cost? I mean, how much could, 250 loaves of bread cost? What, a few $100 maybe? A few $100? Yes, I'm doing it. That's it. Totally doing it. Could you imagine? We actually do have to, on a serious note, find a different caterer. The caterer that we had the first time around, they were amazing. They are unable to accommodate us this time around for a variety of reasons. Nothing personal, just the structure of their business now. And so we'll be looking for another caterer. That really helped us the first time around. It was really easy, right there. The food's there on time, showed up. It was so great. We're not against hiring a cook and doing the grocery route. But if we can go the catering route, it's a lot easier, I think. But, peanut butter and jam sandwiches. That's it, folks. Nothing but peanut butter and jam sandwiches. Oh, look at that. Yes, 431. I'm putting it on there. And I'm playing the song anyway because you reached the Halloween point. 44,108. That was a double blue that came in. Who was it? Let's see who it was. The double blue. Let's see who it was. It is Lee Smith. Picked up both It's Me Billy Chapter 1 and It's Me Billy Chapter 2 on Blu-ray. It's me, Lee Smith, all the way from Ireland. My man Lee Smith going hard into the paint, taking that thing to $44,108. Can we get as close to 44.5? Can we do it? Folks, this is it, man. Let's do this. We can't let this opportunity slide. We can't do it. We gotta be able to do it. Your name is gonna be there. Lee Smith is gonna be there in the end credits, watching it go by. He's gonna pause it. He's gonna take photos of it. He's gonna share it. People did actually on the first part. It was awesome. I love that people were so into it. Amazing stuff. Thank you so much, Lee. Really appreciate that. Still 36%. I'm not quite sure what we need to get to 37. Must be coming up, though. Must be coming up. Really appreciate that, Lee. Thank you so much. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Darren says, just send out for... Kabah. Yes. Yes, totally. Totally. Well, you know, she is English. So she was born in Argentina, I believe. Was Argentina? Buenos Aires? Argentina? I think it's Argentina. Obviously moved to England when she was like 8 or something like that. Well, you know what? We're going to have tea. We're going to have some tea and crumpets. And definitely some tea and crumpets. And we'll have them all around. And yeah, we're totally going to overdo it. We'll just overdo it. It's nothing but shortbread cookies and crumpets and tea. And when we hit noon, we will have to stop and we will all have to have tea. That'd be crazy. Funny stuff. Kenny525 says it's almost my birthday, May 25th. Hey, fellow Gemini, rocking it, May 25th. I love it. I love it. I would love to get to 435 backers and as close to 44,500 as possible. I would love it. We got to get there, folks. Can we? Is it possible that we can get to 50,000? Not by the end of the stream. That would be crazy. We need like 2 or 3 people dropping bombs today, which could happen. But my expectations are not there. But I think it's absolutely possible we can get to 50,000 by the end of week 3. If we're at 50,000 by the end of week 3, then we just need another 10,000 to be at the halfway mark. The halfway mark by the end of week 4. But these next 3 weeks here, week 3, week 4, week 5, that's where the lull is, right? That's where the novelty's worn off. People are kind of, a lot of people have donated, things like that. That's where we got to reach more people. We need those people that haven't stepped up yet to step up. You know what I'm saying? We need you guys. We do. We do. This is not like, if we don't make it, you know what? 44,000, not a big deal. I'll just take out 80,000 out of my wallet right now and go fund the rest. That's just not the case here, guys. I mean, this, I sound like John Madden. Boom. But we need your help. You are the blood. You are the blood. It's true. It's true. It's funny because it actually literally is true in terms of you making this happen. Any super chats? I don't think I forgot. I don't think, did I miss any super chats? I don't think so. I think I've got all the super chats. Still saying the last super chat I had was from ZZ Crow Guides to Olivia. Yep. Okay. I got that. Just to make sure I'm not missing any. I mean, my mods are usually pretty good. They usually let me know if I've missed something. AAA Gamer says Lee Smith just made history. It's true. It's true. Yep. It's absolutely true. AAA Gamer says, you don't have 80K laying around for some more history, Dave? Not around here. I mean, I'd have to go into investments and I'd have to fucking, I don't know if I wanted, Dave, yeah. My bank is like, Mr. McRae, why are you taking out 80,000? Oh, it's for his fun film. I see. 80,000 is a lot. I don't think that would be. No, I do not have $80,000 in my wallet. Let's just say that. No, I do not. And look, crowdfunding is such a great thing too, because you get the fans in on it. Like, you are a part of this. I mean, yes, we're doing the legwork in terms of making the movie, but you are a part of this. I mean, imagine if David Gordon, imagine if Blumhouse had crowdfunded the first Halloween, like Halloween 18, right? Go back to 18 and imagine if they had done that. How cool that would be. Holy shit, I get to have my name in the end credits. I get to be a part of this. I get to donate and I get fucking official Halloween 18 swag that you can't get literally anywhere else. Like, literally everything you're getting here, you literally cannot get in stores. It's literally only here on the campaign, including Well, not including, but I will say that the Jimmy Falco Halloween Michael Myers mask, you can actually go to him and buy it if that's all you want. But it's not like you can go and get that in stores. And look what you get with it. You know what I'm saying? You get an It's Me Billy Chapter 2 t-shirt. You get a filmmaking consultation. You get the retro cover of Chapter 1. You get both the teaser cover and the official cover of Chapter 2. Signed poster, signed script. You get a McRae live invite to come on the channel as well. And you get the Jimmy Falco. I mean, it's incredible stuff. Only here. Only here. It's pretty cool. Crowdfunding, when it's done right and people are transparent and honest, as we've always been, and respectful of the community and the donors, which we've always been, because without you guys, we wouldn't be here. It can be a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of fun to have a community that we've built over the last number of years all step up and make a movie and show them how it's done. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there were a lot of people that used to say to me, I'm so glad that I contributed to Chapter 1 because Chapter 1 came out, because there's the Blumhouse one, right? The 2019 one. There were a lot of like, I'm so glad I was able to help fund this, which is so much better than the Blumhouse movie. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to be a part of something like that. You know what I mean? So Josh McKenna sends in $4.99. Thank you, Josh. And says, going back to the moonwalk, did you know there was a movie about Michael? Do you think the movie will talk about the darker, creepy side of Michael? I do know there's a movie in development. I believe his nephew or something is playing him. Okay. I don't want to start. I will preface what I'm about to say by saying that I do not want to start an argument or any toxicity in the chat. Okay. Let's be mature. Let's be respectful. Okay. But I am somebody who leans on the side that Michael Jackson was not everything he claimed to be. In terms of his private life. I am someone who believes where there's I know he was acquitted. I understand that. I understand all that kind of stuff. But that's where I lean. Okay. That's where I lean. That I'm not taking anything away from him as a performer. He's one of the greatest entertainers in the history of music ever. He's a great talent. He is one of the greats to ever do it. He's one of the greatest selling, recording artists of all time, an amazing performer. I would have loved to have gone to one of his concerts back in the 80s and the 90s. Incredible, right? But as I've said many times on this channel, two things can be true at the same time. Kevin Spacey is one of the great actors of his generation, and he's a scuzz-sucking piece of shit, right? Bill Cosby, he's amazing, and he's a serial rapist. I mean, two things can be true at the same time. So that's where I err with Michael. Having said that, do I believe this documentary will give a fair shake? Probably not. Because his family is behind it. I believe his brother is helping to produce it or something. His nephew's going to be playing him. Do I think it's going to be a real, like to give a fair shake to both sides? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with giving a fair shake to both sides, right? I'm okay with that. Totally. There is another side to the story, and absolutely that should be presented in all its glory. 100%. The side that, no, he's not like that. He was misunderstood. He never did that. He never touched anybody. He never did. 100%. There's that side. Okay, fine. Then that should be shown in its full glory. Absolutely. But the other side should be shown just as much then, right? We can't, do you know what I mean? And so because it's so touchy of a subject, no pun intended on the touch, because it's a difficult subject, I should say, especially, nowadays and things like that. How do you do justice, right? How do you tell the Michael Jackson story and do it justice? Well, maybe you tell some of its story. So maybe you tell Michael Jackson's rise to fame, right? It's like Spielberg and the Fabelmans, right? Now, obviously, there's nothing off, but I'm just saying the Fabelmans ended with Spielberg, getting his job at Universal at a very young age. But there's a whole other history to Spielberg's life, right? I mean, there's a documentary you could do about, or a biopic you could do about him and Jaws, and him and his life as a professional director. Well, the Fabelmans didn't go into that, right? The Fabelmans told the story about his sort of rise and where he came from and his family, and all that kind of stuff. It's a great movie. I loved it. Maybe you approach Michael Jackson that way. Maybe you approach his rise from the Jackson 5 through the 70s and all that, and then going solo and, rock with you on that, you go into that out, and then you hit the Thriller. And maybe the Thriller, maybe it's like a 2.5 hour biopic, and the Thriller album is like the last sort of, like the crux, right? And then, you kind of end it on sort of a high note in that regard, the highest grossing, or the highest, the best-selling album of all time, and, whatever. Maybe you kind of stay away from the later 80s and early 90s when this shit really started to come out. Maybe that's how you structure it. Because I don't know, Josh, to your point, I don't know how you tell that story in a concrete biopic. Like a full on from A to Z, without giving both sides. I'm fair. Even though I tend to believe that he did do what he said he didn't, you got to give both sides the fair shake. You have to do that, right? Unless it's a biopic written from one perspective, which some biopics are, okay. But with Michael Jackson, because he's such a controversial figure and such an iconic figure, I think it's best to either not even go there, or you got to go all the way. And I just don't know with his family spearheading it or being heavily involved. And I understand why the family would want in it, sure. But the family's not going to want to make it. They might touch on it. There might be a scene, but it's not going to lean. I mean, it won't, right? And nor do they have to. They don't have to. But then, do you know what I mean? So that's kind of how I feel about it, Josh. That's how I feel about it. I would love to see one. I really would. But to your point, right? How do you do it, right? And look, I understand there are people watching right now, maybe even some people in the chat room right now, who absolutely believe that he is innocent. He was misunderstood. He did nothing of any wrong. He just loved sharing his bed with kids because of the reasons he said he did. And the maid that he had, that came out, she's full of shit, and the kids are full of shit, and everybody's full of shit, and they just wanted money. Everything's full of shit. And all. I understand there are people that think that. I don't feel that way. I believe there is truth to, if not everything, a lot of stuff. That's how I feel. But that doesn't take away from the incredible energy. I mean, it can't, certainly it does take away, but I mean, it doesn't negate automatically that he is one of the greatest entertainers of all time. He is. Absolutely. Two things can be true at the same time, unfortunately. And so that's how I feel about it anyway. Great question, though. Appreciate that very much. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Thanks very much. All right, what do we have? 2 hours and 12 minutes. Been a nice stream today so far. Antonis Andriota says, Dylan's New Nightmare? In what context? Dave, what year will Dylan's New Nightmare? Oh, it's coming out this year, this summer. Coming out this summer. Yep, coming out this summer. Jonathan Ball says, my opinion of James Gunn dropped a lot due to his friendship with a convicted child porn distributor. I'm not as familiar with the James Gunn stuff. I do know there was some kind of, James Gunn was there was like tweets or something. He was in hot water for a few years ago, like homophobic tweets or something like that. Something like that. Yeah. Got that. Scrolling back. Great progress today, guys. Great progress. I'd love to maybe end the stream at 435 backers, maybe 44,500. That would be over $1,000 raised so far today, which would be a great bounce back from the last couple of days. The last couple of days have been quite slow. So it'd be a nice bounce back. But we're in a good spot. There's 45 days left. That's about to change to 44 days and another half hour or so. The time is ticking. But we are in a good spot. We're in a good spot, third of the way there. But we got to keep it going. Richie Rich says Michael J. Fox documentary movie called Still that looks pretty. Yes, I'm a big Michael J. Fox fan. Love Michael J. Fox, and I hear that it's really good. I hear it's really good. So I don't have Apple TV though. There's so many. I have Paramount Plus. I have Disney Plus. I have Netflix. I have Prime, but I don't have Apple TV. And I'm just like, oh God, it's just, I mean, I'd be spending like $500 just in all these fucking streaming services. Zachary Azar says, Black Christmas! That's right. That's right. You did say that. Hey, Movie Reviews 2 says, just shared your Indiegogo on my Facebook and my YouTube channel. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Goes a long way. You never know who's going to see it. You never know who's going to step up. You never know. So I really appreciate that. I really, really do. Amber H says, there are rumors that Black Christmas was Elvis Presley's favorite film, but I don't know about that. Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard, I think that came from Olivia Hussey herself. There's an interview with Olivia Hussey online from about 15 or 16 years ago. And actually, it might even be 17. I think it's from like 2006 or something like that. And she had mentioned in there that it was apparently because she knew or had spoken to Priscilla. And according to Olivia, either Priscilla or Lisa Marie, rest in peace. Isn't that sad? Lisa Marie, so young. Fuck, man. Had mentioned that every Christmas they would watch it. Now, every Christmas, I mean, that would be 3 Christmas. Oh, that would be 2 Christmases. Or 3, I guess, maybe. Yeah. Because Elvis died on August the 16th, 1977. Black Christmas came out in 1974. So there weren't too many Christmases where they could, enjoy that with Elvis. But apparently, yeah, he really liked it. He really liked it. And according to Olivia Hussey, the actor Steve Martin apparently loves Black Christmas and told her that. They met at some function in the late 80s or early 90s. And according to Olivia, he came up to her and said, I love that movie you're in and blah, blah, blah. And she thought he was talking about Romeo and Juliet. He's like, no, Black Christmas. And it's like, oh, wow. So, it's pretty cool. Steve Martin, if you're watching, by the way, and you want to get in on the campaign, I'm just saying, if you want to throw a couple of bucks, just saying. Could you imagine? Steve Martin becomes an executive producer. That'd be amazing. Jonathan Ball says James Gunn's friend was sharing video non-pornographic of prepubescent teens, girls signing and they're that's not good. No, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Yeah, that stuff's just awful, man. It makes me sick to even just fucking read that. It's not you. I'm just like, that stuff is just, it's so sick. It's so wrong. It's so inappropriate. It's so disgusting. It's gross. It's gross. Unfortunately, there's a lot of that in the world, isn't there? And it makes me really sad for those children. Those kids need to be protected, Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to turn this into a negative thing. Kylie says, Dave, your girlfriend probably gets scared every time you scream during a live stream. Well, she's not here. She's not here at the moment, so she can't hear me. But when she is here, no, she knows. She knows. Come on. When you're with Dave McCrae, you know how it goes down. You know that gets crazy sometimes on here. Scrolling. Keep that scrolling going. Let's see. Boogeyman01 says, do you like Hannibal Lecter movies or TV series? I never saw the TV series, but I do like the first Silence of the Lambs. I think I've seen one of the other ones. I can't remember if it was Hannibal or if it was Red Dragon. There's one of the other ones I've seen, but I do like that first one. There's also one in the 80s. Where Hannibal Lecter is played by not Anthony Hopkins. I forget that name now. I forget that. What's it? The chat room will let me know. The chat room will let me know what that's called. Yeah. You'll let me know what that's called. Let's see here. Scrolling down. Bob Berkins says, starting with Freddy and those little girl dress in white. Yep, that's true. Yeah, there was that angle to Freddy Krueger that they softened for the release of the movie. Matthew Farisi says, about to donate a bit more. Let's get it up. Yes, Matthew, my man. Let's get it up, folks. That's what she said. No, but let's do it. Let's do it. Matthew, look at that. He says right there, I'm about to donate some more. Matthew Farisi. Matthew, my man. Let's get it going. We got to do this, folks. We got to get it going. We're in the lull right now. Remember back before the campaign launched, I said we needed to have a strong start. We need to have a strong start right out of the gate. I said the first couple of weeks, right? And we did. You guys stepped up. We did. $44,108, 36% of our production budget, 431 backers, 45 days left. That's going to change to 44 in about half an hour. You stepped up and you did it. This is a great start. But the most important parts of the campaign are during the lulls, the middle weeks, week 3, week 4, week 5. Those are the lulls, right? Remember I said that there's ebbs and flows, right? And so that's when we need to keep it going. We need to keep it up. So if you're thinking about getting your Blu-rays, if you're thinking about picking up your double blues, maybe you're thinking about dropping a bomb. I don't know. When I say bombs, I mean like, a huge tier, right? This is the time to do it. This is the time to kind of, in these next few weeks, right? Like during these weeks, this is when we want to get that up. We want to, we want to get that in there. It's really important. And like I said, with over 900 people that like the It's Me Billy Chapter 2 Facebook, or the It's Me Billy Black Christmas Fan Film Facebook page, this is it, guys. Let's get in on it. And you don't have to get the double blue. You can get the single one, right? Just the one, because maybe you already have Chapter 1, right? But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. We got to get these numbers up. These next 3 weeks here, you're going to be seeing a big push from me and from posts and things like that. And I'm going to try and get the word out there to other people as well, who, haven't known about it yet. But I'm hoping people step up and show what this community is made of, show what the fans can do, and show how the fans can create something really special. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate that, man. Really do. Really appreciate that very much. And there we are. We've gone up 44,088. Yes. Yes, I love it. 44,188. I love it. I love it. Matthew Farisi just picked up a copy of the director's script. We've got Darth Payne, who just donated $20. We got Danita Brown, who picked up a t-shirt. Thank you, Danita Brown. Thank you, Darth Payne. And thank you, Matthew Farisi. Really, really appreciate that very much. No, we're at 44,253. I just was going to say that should be a bit more than what it is. 44,253. Yes, I love it. Love it. Love seeing this. Can we get to 44,500? Is that possible? Is that possible? Is that possible? Is it even comprehensible? Is it something that we can do? Is it even comprehensible? We could get to $44,500. I don't know. What's gonna happen? Is it even possible? Is it likely? There's trolls right now going, no, it's not possible. There's trolls right now watching going, fuck you. Fuck these McCrazies. Oh, Dave and his McCrazies, they're not going to do it. They're going to fail. Oh, yeah? You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Let's fucking do it. Amazing. Danita Brown says, I think we can, Dave. I think we can. Danita Brown thinks we can. If Danita Brown says we can, it means we can. Let's get these numbers up, baby. Evil Monsterism says, Dave, I wish there was more horror movies about extraterrestrials. What are your thoughts? I agree, but I don't want, I loved Signs. M. Night Shyamalan Signs, but I didn't like the way it ended. beating the alien with a baseball bat and all that shit. My favorite alien movie, one of my favorite science fiction movie, it's science fiction because obviously we haven't accomplished this yet, but my favorite alien movie of all time, outside of E.T., I love E.T., it's fantastic, is Contact. Is Robert Zemeckis' Contact from 1997 with Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey. Hey, what's going on? I sound like Matt Damon doing Matthew McConaughey. But Matthew McConaughey. And I love that movie. Love that movie. It's so, because it's not overly sensational. It feels real, like the science and, the being like, time dilation and all that. I love that stuff. Love that stuff and find that so fascinating. And how they portrayed the alien or the extraterrestrial intelligence. I also quite liked Arrival. Denis Villeneuve's Arrival. Again, very mature, very grounded, very realistic on how it would probably be. I'm not a big fan, although there's room for them. There's room for them and they're fun and they're popcorn movies and they're fun. I'm not I would rather watch something that felt plausible than not that, Independence Day. Yes, I guess it's possible that aliens could come in spaceships and blow up the White House. Sure. And those movies are fun to watch, but I love watching more of those grounded alien movies like Contact, Arrival. Although Interstellar is not an alien movie per se, I love how they dealt with time dilation and wormholes and black holes and all that kind of stuff. Love that stuff. I find that I want to watch more movies like that. I want to watch more movies like that. So I'm open to alien movies, but I just wish it wasn't always like a threat. Like they're here to get us. They're here to take over the world. It's like, no, let's do something a bit different. Let's, you don't have to ET it, but something that's what I loved about Arrival, is that we were all like, oh, what do they want? Oh, these want to fucking kill us. And they're like, no, they're so beyond us. They're so more intelligent. No, I love that. I love when movies tell those stories with aliens, because it seems plausible. And I love that the aliens in Arrival were not bipedal and not humanoid. They were something completely different, but yet very much intelligent. Because on Earth, we have grown to be, into what we are, through evolution and all that kind of stuff. And 2 hands, 2 feet, bipedal, 2 eyes facing it. Doesn't mean that it could be in other places in the universe where that happens. But maybe not. Maybe intelligence are another form, right? Maybe it's something else. Look at octopus in the ocean, or octopi, how do I say? But they're extraordinarily intelligent, like really intelligent, but they don't look human. Do you know what I mean? So maybe there's other things like that. And I love things like that. As you can see, I'm very passionate about it. So I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff. And I just would love to see more of that. More of that kind of stuff. Of course, you don't want to see if that's all there is, then the novelty for that will wear off too. But Contact is probably my favorite. Just love the approach. Love the fact, because it's real science. I love the fact that when that ball drops and she's in it, to us on Earth, it was what was it like 10 seconds, she was gone for 10, but in her reality, she was gone for hours or something. It's so, because time dilate, that's real shit. That's real stuff. That's fucking wild. It's fucking amazing. You know what I mean? Imagine if we could travel at the speed of light. Because the faster you get to traveling at the speed of light, time slows down for you, but is faster on Earth, right? So if we had the technology, I get in a spaceship, I travel at the speed of light across the Milky Way galaxy. So maybe only 20 years has passed for me, but 150 years has passed on Earth. That's fucking wild. So I come back to Earth and everybody I knew is dead. And it's a completely different world. That's wild. And that's real science. That's not science fiction. We actually can prove that. It's been proven years ago, right? The theory of relativity. And so it's fuck, that's wild shit. I love that stuff. That stuff's cool, man. I would love, beyond horror movies, I don't know, I know a little bit to talk about it here, but that shit, I would love to, I don't know if I'd want to write it. That's a daunting task, but I would love to direct a movie that's like that. Like a Contact or an Arrival or an Interstellar or something like that. I'd love to direct a movie like that. Oh, I mean, I'm not experienced enough yet to direct a movie like that, but I would love to do something like that. Like, I'm so passionate about, like, it's just fucking like, fuck, what the fuck kind of stuff, It's cool shit. I love that stuff. I didn't miss any super chats, right? I don't think so. Josh McKenna won. Got that. Amazing. 434 backers, 44,253. I love it. This is what I like seeing. I think we can, Dave. I think we can too. Hey, you know what? Listen, the crazy thing is, if like 7 more people bought the double blue, we'd be at 45,000. It's crazy. I know it's easier said than done, and not everybody wants to buy a double blue today. I get it. I'm just saying. Matthew Farisi says, the truth is, due to the sheer vastness of the universe, it's likely extraterrestrials can't reach us any easier than we can reach them. Possibly. Yeah, it's always possible, unless they are far more advanced than we are, right? So, and I don't mean like combustion fuel at the back. I mean bending space and time, figuring out certain things and being able to travel that way. It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. Who knows? We are probably millions of years ahead of a lot of life in the universe, and we are probably millions of years behind a lot of life in the universe. I tend to think that the universe is teeming with life. We don't know it because our reach is just so rudimentary. It's just non-existent. But I think if we actually lived in a world of Star Wars, where we actually could get into a spaceship and travel across the galaxy, we'd probably be like, holy fuck. Do you know what I mean? And leave our galaxy and go to another galaxy, we'd probably be like, holy fuck. It's probably teeming. And you're right. There are a lot of intelligences that probably, can't reach us, that are far behind us or at our level. But there's probably quite a bit out there that have been around for millions of years that might be able to. Do you know what I mean? I think it's entirely possible. And I think there's enough circumstantial evidence at the very least to suggest that maybe we've been visited. I don't know. It's fun stuff. Real Reveal sends in 279, says, hey, Dave, did you hear about Johnny Depp's Success in Cannes? Yeah, that's right. Cannes is on right now. I have not. No, I haven't really been paying attention to Cannes at the moment, or Cannes. I have not. Yeah, what's going on with Johnny Depp? I'm not entirely sure. Aaron Click says, what if we're just some alien life from little pets? Mind blown. It's true. What if we're just like an ad farm? What if we are just like how it's true? You know what I mean? And that's the thing too. We live in a 3-dimensional world, right? So we're up, we're down, we're this way, we're that way. I can move within our 3-dimensional space. But what about the 4th dimension? And so take like an insect, right? An insect that lives in a 2-dimensional world. It can't look up, it can't look down. It can only look side to side and back to front. It can't go up and down, right? Like an ant or something like that. So, or some sort of insect that can't do that. It lives in a 2-dimensional world, right? Well, if I come over the ant and cast a shadow over the ant's not going to know where the fuck that's coming from. Where the fuck's that coming from? Do you know what I mean? Maybe an ant's not the best example, but there are, insects and bugs that live in 2-dimensional worlds. And if I cast a shadow over, if I step into the sunlight, cast a shadow, they're not going to, they don't know, they have no idea where the fuck that shadow's coming from. They can't see me. I'm in a completely different dimension than they are. Now, I mean, you can force them to see you. You can pick it up and, look, you know what I mean? But that's what I mean, right? There are insects and bugs that even on Earth live in 2-dimensional worlds, back to front, side to side kind of thing. And we live in a 3-dimensional world. Well, who's to say there isn't a higher, when I say higher being, there's somebody else that lives in a 4th dimension world, right? A 4th dimension, and we can't see them because we can't access the 4th dimension, but they're looking at us all the time. It's entirely possible, right? It's crazy stuff to think about, but it's entirely possible. It's entirely possible, folks. It's entirely possible. Oh! Ow! 44,553. Folks, we are so close to 45. Oh my God. 435 backers, 44,553, 37%. We've reached 37% of our production budget. Holy snap and crap. It's happening. It's happening. You are doing it. You are bringing Olivia Hussey. I mean, again, she is already back, but we need the money to make the movie. You are making it happen. You are bringing her to Canada. You are bringing her to Canada, folks. Amazing. Who was this? Who was this? We got to give a shout out here, folks. Maybe it's a couple of people. I'm not sure. 435. Who was it? Here we go. It's happening. It's happening. Oh, Randy Betts Jr. Randy Betts Jr., I think I'm saying that right, has stepped up and donated $300. Just a donation. No perk. Randy, shout out to Randy. I think I'm saying that right. Randy Betts Jr., thank you. Sincerely, I mean that. Thank you for doing that. That means a lot. It means a lot. Thank you to everybody that has stepped up today and purchased perks. Director's script. Darth Payne donated $20. Incredible. Danita Brown, Dress to Impress t-shirt. Lee Smith, the double blue. Leo, donation, $45. Michael Marks, It's Me Billy Chapter 2 Blu-ray. You got a couple end credit thank yous from Kyle and Edward. And even Cody Leach bought a Blu-ray today. Incredible. Incredible. You guys are amazing. 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 Randy, thank you so much. Really appreciate that, man. You're making it happen, dude. You're making it happen. You're making it happen. I love to see this. I love to see it. That's what I'm talking about. The horror community, the McCrazies, recognizing the opportunity, saying, wait a minute, Olivia Hussey is coming back to play Jess Bradford in It's Me Billy Chapter 2. That's what everybody wanted. That's what we wanted too. And when that cliffhanger ended on Chapter 1, and everybody was like, well, Olivia Hussey, you got to get Olivia Hussey. We're like, well, we're going to Olivia Hussey. Yeah, you're not going to. Oh, yeah. Yeah? You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. And it happened. It happened. And now here you are stepping up. I love it. I love it. Oh my God, we're so close to 45. That'd be awesome. I don't want to push my luck. But I might just blow a gasket if we get to 45 today. I might just, again, that's a couple of more double blues. And like, we're there. I might lose my mind. I might get naked. I don't know what's going on. No, I won't do that. I'll save you that. But I might, I don't know. I might just go and, I don't know, go outside and take a crap or something. I have no idea. Take a crap outside. The neighbors, Dave, what the hell are you doing? Shut up! We made it to 45! What the fuck's going on? Hey, you want to see the very first, I think this is the very first VHS tape I ever owned. The very first VHS tape I ever owned, I think, was this. I think this is the very first VHS tape I ever owned. Are you ready for this? Tell me who has seen this movie. Tell me who has seen this movie. This is a movie, and you can tell by the box and the tape. I watched this all the time. I loved this movie as a kid. I believe it was my first VHS tape, although I could be wrong. But it definitely was one of my first. And this is the tape. I have all my VHS tapes. And this is it. Ready? There it is. Who remembers Cloak and Dagger, Dabney Coleman, and Henry Thomas from E.T.? Do you guys remember this? Have you guys heard of this movie? Have you seen it? It came out in 1984. And I watched it so much that even the label on the front here, the sticker has come off. It's still there, though. It's still there. Do you guys remember Cloak and Dagger? This is, I watch this movie all the time. Look at the quality. I mean, you see, it's not, it's not going to sell for $500 on eBay. Let's just put it that way. It's seen better days, but it's not bad. I mean, all things considered, it's not bad. Cloak and Dagger. Jonathan Ball says, hell yeah, I remember that one. Yes, Jonathan, my man. Telling you. Let me see if I can read this here. I loved this movie. Loved it. Oh. Let me see if I can read it. Hang on one second. Okay. It says, Davy Osborne is an imaginative youngster who loves role-playing games and who often enlists the aid of his best friend, an imaginary super spy named Jack Flack. One day, he witnesses a real murder of an FBI agent who passes a video game called Cloak and Dagger to him before he dies. When the police come, the body is gone, and no one will believe him, including his father, Colonel Hal Osborne. Soon, Davy finds himself up to his neck in... Let me try this again. Need more light in here. Where are we here? Soon, Davy finds himself up to his neck in hairbreadth escapes. It's a word I haven't heard in a long time. Hairbreadth escapes. Yeah, I guess so. Real bullets and slam bang action as the hitmen close in. Can Jack save him before time runs out? Cloak and Dagger stars Henry Thomas of E.T., the extraterrestrial, Dabney Coleman in a dual role of Jack and Davy's father, and Michael Murphy. Few films in recent memory can top it for high-powered excitement and warm human emotions. Huh? Pretty cool stuff. Amazing. Pretty cool stuff. Love to see that. Oh! We're continuing the climb. 44,628. Amazing. Okay, I don't want to get too carried away. I got to save that for, if we hit 45. Who is this? Amazing. Incredible. This is what I'm talking about. Incredible. We got Cody the Zombie. Cody the Zombie just picked up an official poster. Beautiful. Folks, the poster's fucking hot. I'm just going to say, the poster's hot. If you guys haven't seen the It's Me Billy Chapter 2 poster, the poster is hot. I'm just saying, you may want to pick it up. Let me see if I can get a photo of it here for you guys. Bring it up on the screen. And Cody the Zombie, he's a zombie. Don't blame Cody for being a zombie. He's just, he's a zombie, and that's the way it is. But this is of course, the official poster. Oh, it's taking up the whole screen now. Hang on a sec. Let's see if I can. Yeah. The official poster. It's Me, Billy. Chapter 2. Oops. There we go. That should do it. There we go. There it is. Awesome looking poster. Cody the Zombie just picked that up. Full 24 by 36. 24 by 36. That's right. You're going to get a big poster. You can frame that sucker. You're going to frame that sucker. The billing block will be added to it as well. Pretty cool stuff. I love it. I love how chapter 2, see, chapter 1, there was like a greenish sort of kind of, color palette to our poster. Chapter 2 has that darker, ominous, red and black and that kind of stuff because, shit's hitting the fan now. Things are getting darker. And when you put chapter 1 and chapter 2 beside each other, looks really cool. So thank you, Cody the Zombie, for picking that up. I really appreciate it, man. Really, really appreciate it. Love it. Andrew Cortez says, or Contreras, excuse me, says, could you imagine if Dave gets so excited he just explodes like scanners? Dude. Yes. I would love it. My head just explodes. Blood is all over the place. My body is just, yes. Could you imagine? I'm sitting here, I'm like, yes, 44,000. What would you guys do? There's blood all over the fucking lens of the camera and everything. My body's just kind of there, and it kind of like keels over and like falls and hits the ground and shit. And it's just like, what the fuck? And it's just like all over the place. And it's crazy. It's crazy. All right. That's awesome, though. Jesus, we're less than $400 away. We're like $380 away from 45,000. Guys, we can do it. We can fuck it. This community can do it. This community can do it. Come on, do it now. I need a soundbite for Arnold like that. Richie Rich says, I got a movie for you guys. Anybody ever see The Dirt Bike Kid? No, The Dirt Bike Kid. Haven't seen it. Jonathan Ball says, Cloak and Dagger helped forge my disdain for communists. Yes. I loved that movie as a kid. Loved it. Okay. Scared Straight Production says, Dave, what would you do if someone dropped $50,000? What would be the extra for the movie? Well, I don't think there would be extra for the movie. I think $50,000 would just be the executive producer. You know, I would just say what we can offer you is everything on the campaign, which is what we're offering an executive producer perk. The chances of somebody dropping that would be ridiculous, is highly unlikely. That wouldn't make any sense. That wouldn't make any sense. But I would lose my mind. And especially if it was a donation, I would want to know who that was, which I could find out, unless they donated anonymously, which you can do. I believe you can do it. If somebody, I mean, let's play this fun game, for example, for a moment. If I looked at the campaign, maybe I woke up in the morning, or I just, I refreshed the page throughout the day, and I saw that we were suddenly at $94,000. I would be like, I'd be like, okay, what the fuck just happened? I would go immediately to the breakdown so I can see, what happened. And if I saw an anonymous donation, I would make a video thanking them. Incredible. I would thank them here. Like, there's really no words, right? I mean, it's not going to happen. So, but hypothetically, if it ever did, yeah, there are no words, because a donation's not, when somebody donates, and especially if it's anonymous, that donor is communicating, not expecting anything, just love what you're doing, believe in you, here's a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? That's what anonymous donations, are for, right? Are all about. So if that was the case, I would offer that. I would say, listen, if you want anything, you're free to have everything, like the executive producer perk, right? But yeah, I mean, how do you thank somebody? Like, what do you do? How do you thank them? I mean, I'm sure we could figure out some ways, but a lot of the times though, if, and again, not with this kind of thing, but with other things, in life, right? When you donated, to a big charity or something like that, a lot of the times those kind of big donations, they are because they don't expect anything. It's just, no, this is because we believe in the cause, or we believe in what you're doing, or the fight, whether it's cancer or, the Humane Society, or, whatever, right? Some sort of charity for kids, or for, disadvantaged youths, or, whatever the case is. Those kind of donations are just because we believe in what you're doing. We don't want anything. We don't need anything. We love what you're doing and we believe in it. And so if somebody dropped that kind of money on the campaign, I imagine it would be, listen, we just believe in this project. We believe what you're doing. It's fucking amazing. We love you. Here you go. But if they wanted everything, they absolutely could have it. But yeah, that would be insane. That's not going to happen. But I tell you, it would be insane. I would lose my mind. Totally. I mean, of course you'd lose your mind. What the fuck? Be like, what? Holy shit. The hell? What do you do? Incredible. All right. Wow. We're almost at 3 hours. Blair Hathaway says for $50,000, he or she better just get the Billy part in the movie. Well, we can't give him the Billy part in the movie because Billy's already been cast. But if they wanted a part in the movie, we might be able to slip them in. Might be able to slip them in. But like I said, generally speaking, usually when people donate that kind of stuff to causes and all that kind of stuff, it's usually anonymous. It's usually just because, I believe in you. I love what you're doing. You know what I mean? Because of the amount, right? And usually they don't want any recourse for it. Like they don't want their name out there. They don't want people, hunting them down and that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? And I respect that. 100%. I respect that. Diddly. David's Simsevic. Am I saying that right? Simisevic? Simisevic? Something like that. Are the It's Me Billy Blu-rays going to come with slipcovers? No, I don't believe so. No, they're not going to come with slipcovers, but they are professionally packaged. Looks like something you'd buy in a store. They do come with a thank you card. So, the It's Me Billy, when we sent out the first ones, they came with a thank you card. The thank you card was signed by myself and Bruce. Obviously, Chapter 2 Blu-rays will have a similar thing, but it will be the Chapter 2 kind of stuff, and it'll, and they come with the card, and you lots of people like to put them on their shelves or, whatever, things like that. But no, I don't believe it will come with a slipcover, because that's a whole other cost. That's a whole other design. And that means that, things will cost more, but it's professionally packaged. Like it looks like anything you would buy at a store. It's not, we don't cheap out on that. It's totally pro. But no slipcovers at the moment. Darth Payne says Dave would call Bruce. I would call Bruce 100%. I wouldn't text him. I would call him. Bruce is actually in South Carolina at the moment on business. He's actually flying back to Toronto today. So he's in your neck of the woods well, for those of you that are in Carolina. But he was there for business. So yes, I would definitely, he would get off the plane later tonight, check his text messages and see a text that's saying, oh my God, it'd be incredible. Be wild. Blair Hathaway says for 100,000, can you just use the donor's selfie as the movie poster? No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that either. We can't sacrifice, the artistic integrity for our vision just because somebody donated. I mean, we're not asking anybody to donate that much, right? So, there has to be rules around certain things. And, certainly we would offer everything that is on the campaign to them for sure. But like I said, usually when people donate that kind of dough, they don't want their name out there. They're just doing it because they believe in the project. Bada-ba-beam, bada-ba-boo. Still at 436 backers, 44,628. We're knocking on that 45. Cody the Zombie says, Dave, do you know about the Halloween fan film, The Night She Doubted? Being so good they took it down. It happened some years ago. I do. So yeah, that's a good example. That was a movie that was shot by a couple of French indie filmmakers, I believe. This is like 10, 12 something years ago. I remember that. Yeah, they shot that stuff on, I believe, I think it was the Mark II, I think the Canon Mark II or something. I never saw it. I saw some still frames from it. There was a behind the scenes making of it, which I was able to see, but I don't know if that's online anymore. And, yeah, I remember it very well. And it was taken down. Yeah, yeah. There was a Halloween fan film that had Tony Moran in it. That did not have the production value that Billy has or Never Hike Alone or anything, not even close. I mean, no disrespect when I say that. I'm just saying that it was fine, but it wouldn't, but that they got a cease and desist for that because it was coming out in and around the same time that Halloween 18 was, and Malika Cod. So Malika Cod, is, I mean, obviously there's thousands of Halloween fan films online. But the second you reach a certain threshold, it feels like he doesn't want to, and it's his right, you know what I mean? But there are other rights holders that don't generally care. I mean, look what Vince has done with, the Friday the 13th, Never Hike Alone films. There's a lot of Friday the 13th fan films, there are, but Vince, in terms of production value and professionalism and looking like the real thing, Vince is head and shoulders, the gold standard in terms of that when it comes to Friday the 13th. When it comes to, Black Christmas, not that there's a lot of Black Christmas films, fan films, there aren't. We're the only one. I think there's one other one that's kind of a home movie. But of course we look, sound, feel like the real thing. But Black Christmas is not a property. To be honest with you, the Black Christmas movie failing in 2019 probably did wonders for us because the 06 movie wasn't a huge success. The 19 movie wasn't a huge success. Whoever has the rights, and we kind of know who it is, the studio right now, it's just not it's just not a huge in-demand thing, right? Whereas if Black Christmas 19 had made, $180 million at the box office, becoming this gigantic success, they would have greenlit a couple of sequels, and then we might have been in trouble. But Black Christmas right now, because it's so niche, because it's under the radar, because it's kind of, cult kind of stuff, I think it bodes well for us. And we're being respectful. We're not mocking the IP. We're not, making fun of it. We're being respectful. We're delivering a professional product that is honoring the legacy. And if anything, it's turning people onto the original, which It's Me Billy Chapter 1 did a lot. So, it kind of bodes well for us that Black Christmas is not Halloween, right? But when you try to do a Halloween fan film, with the production value that we've done with Billy, you ask for so many problems because it looks like the real thing. And Malick doesn't want that. And rightly so, but it's also because Halloween is a hot moneymaker. It's a moneymaker. It's hundreds of millions of dollars moneymaker. Black Christmas is not. So, you know what I mean? So yeah, but it's crazy. It's crazy for sure. But yeah, we are honoring the legacy, and I think we've done a good job so far. And we're very excited to have Olivia on board and show you that it's going to be wild, man. I already know, I won't tell you, but I already know, because if we can raise the production budget and we go to camera this November, our goal is very similar to like Chapter 1, to have a teaser trailer out for Christmas, right? Not the movie. We can't have the movie. The movie's not going to be out till the following year, but a teaser trailer for Christmas, hopefully. I already know what that teaser trailer is going to be, and people will lose their minds. I'll just say that. Zigo sends in $1.99, says 3 hours. You're 5 hours away from an epic stream. That's true. 5 hours away from an epic stream. But I'm not doing an extra 5 hours today. I can tell you that. No 5 extra hours today. Not today, folks. Not today. Still at 436. And I'd love to get as close to 445 before we get off here. 45. Can we do it? A couple more double blues? I don't know. If we don't, that's okay. It's been a successful day. It's been a good day. We've raised about an extra 12 or 1,300 today, which is good because last couple of days have been a little slow. Share it, folks. Share it. Talk to your buddies. Come on board. It's the price of a Blu-ray. Can really make wonders. It really can. We got to do this together. We can't let this opportunity slip by. We're in the lull weeks now. Just remember that. Week 3, 4, 5. Those are the lull weeks. And these are the weeks where we need people to, if you were thinking about it, if you were waiting, now's the time. Now's the time to do it. Jonathan Ball says, whoever created Black Christmas 2019 should be arrested and charged for hate crimes against good cinema. Yeah, it was, listen, I believe you should be able to tell the stories you want to tell. And if that's the story they wanted to tell, then knock themselves out. But I think they did themselves a disservice, because any message they wanted to say that they thought were important, that's fine. I mean, just because we might have felt that it was condescending, pretentious, and preachy, we're allowed to feel that way because of the execution. But it's unfortunate because then their message gets lost in translation. And, it's like, God, so much we could have done, and now everybody's just hating on it, and it's too bad. No, it was on the nose. It was a political message with a movie attached to it, not a movie with subtext of a political, not a movie with a political message in terms of subtext. It wasn't like that at all. They knew exactly what it was. That's what it was, and it failed. You know, I mean, it didn't fail hardcore or anything. I think it cost about $5 million to make or something like that. It made like 21 million. So it wasn't a colossal failure, but yes, it did not do well because of that. They just used the name Black Christmas. They shouldn't have. They just should have called it Slay Girls. You know, slay is in S-L-A, not slay, S-L-E-I-G-H, but slay is in, you know, hack, right? Slay somebody, kill somebody. That's what they should have done. That's what they should have done. And then maybe it would have been different. I'm not sure. Zigo sends in $1.99, says, can Tony Michael sign some Blu-rays? I think that's a bit difficult because Tony Michael is in, he's in Atlanta and we're here and all the Blu-rays will be here. So I think that's a bit difficult. I would, if you want Tony Michael's signature, I would reach out to him and maybe there's something, you know, maybe Tony and I can create like a Two Dudes little sticker or something like that. And I can send some to him and he can, you know, something like that. I don't know. But no, I'm not going to promise that. It's not akin to the movie and it's, you know, it's too much work to start promising that. I will sign it and Bruce will sign it for sure. Chester Franklin Jr. says, Dave, are some of BTS you like from the first It's Me Billy inside, outside of the house? Keep up the great work. Dave, are some BTS you like? I like it all. I like it all, Chester. I like it all. Rio Reveal says, if one of you guys get McRae Live perk, we will get to 45 today. That's true. That is true. Actually, that's a good point. Real. I think you're going to be on McRae Live, aren't you? Or is it Two Dudes? One or the other. That is true. And the McRae Live perk, that is true. If somebody, there's still 3 McRae Lives available. There's 5 available total. 2 people have picked it up. A McRae Live perk is coming on this channel with me, hanging out, just shooting the shit, talking about horror movies, whatever you want to talk about. You want to talk about Halloween for like, you know, an hour and a half, 2 hours? Let's do it. You want to talk Scream? Let's do it. You want to talk Friday the 13th or Elm Street? Let's do it. You want to talk a little bit of everything? Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, there's still 3 McRae Live perks available. And you're right. If 3 people bought the McRae Live perk today, we'd be knocking at 46. It's pretty cool. We actually might even be over 46. I'm not sure. Zigo sends in $1.99, says, I want a Two Dudes poster with a thumbnail signed. Well, maybe one day. Maybe one day. Maybe one day, Z. Maybe one day. Yeah, the Two Dudes perk went. Yeah, we had 5 people or 5 spots available for the Two Dudes perk and it went. Yeah, you can be my guest, guys. You can come on here and be my guest. Now the associate producer perk, you also get that. So if you pick up the associate producer perk, you also get a McRae Live invite, as well as the co-producer perk, and as well, of course, as the executive producer perk, which of course you get everything. 3 hours. All right. We're over 3 hours, folks. I think that's going to do it for me here on this 3 hours. You can see that we are sitting at 44,628. That is now notched down. We were at 45 days. Now we've gone down to 44 days. Folks, the time is ticking. We got a lot of ground to make up, but I believe in this community. I believe we can do it. I mean it when I say Blu-rays, double blues or single. That's what'll get us there. That's what'll get us there. It will do it. It absolutely will do it. I mean it, and we would greatly appreciate it. It would be really great if we get to over 45 today. Our goal is to be at 50 by next Monday. By 50 by next Monday. I think it is absolutely possible. We got to keep this pace. We have to keep this pace. It's very important. I'm not trying to be, an annoying person here when I keep saying this. It's just, it's very important. Very important. So then that means we can be at 60, hopefully by the end of the month. Now, if we can be over that, if we can be at 65 or 70, that's fantastic. But I'm talking minimums, right? What are the minimums? The minimum I want to be by the end of week 2 is at 50. Week 3 is 50. The minimum I want to be by the end of week 4 is 60. Because then we have another month to go and maybe we can make up the next half. Right? So very important stuff. And any perk you pick up, your name will get into the credits and you'll be part of horror history. It's going to happen. Zigo 499 says, please add 5 more Two Dudes perks. I'll buy 2. Not adding any more at the moment. maybe in the future, not quite sure, but at the moment there are no plans to add more Two Dudes perks. But if you're going to buy two, if you would buy two of that, that's going to be $1,400 or $1,500. If you're willing to spend that, then why don't you just become an associate producer? Then spend the same amount of money, become an associate producer. It's the exact same amount of money because it's $750 and $750 Canadian. That's two, right? That's $1,500. Now, again, I'm talking Canadian dollars. It's cheaper for you in the States. But if you're willing to buy two, I would say become an associate producer today. You get the McRae Live invite. You get, what else do you get? You get the McRae Live invite. You get associate producer. There you are. You get the McRae Live invite. You get an associate producer credit on IMDb. You get It's Me Billy Chapter 2 t-shirt. You get It's Me Billy Chapter 2 on Blu-ray, the digital download package, a signed poster, and you get invited to the online advanced screening world premiere. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So if I were you, I would take that $1,500 you would buy for the Two Dudes perk. Put your money where your mouth is, my man, and pick up an associate producer perk. Why not? Z says, yeah, but I want to buy one twice. Well, it's not going to make sense. It's not going to make sense. Sorry. I appreciate it, but them the breaks. We have a strategic plan for our stuff. So that's what it is. So I know you want that, but if you really want to support, buy the associate producer perk. That's all I'm saying. Buy the associate producer perk. Richie Rich says, you're trying to be like around 60 by next Monday. No, by 50 by next Monday. So if we can be at 50,000 minimum by next Monday, that'll be the end of week 3. Then if we can be at 60 by the following Monday, which would be like May 29th, I think. So like at the end of the month, then we're halfway there. We're halfway there, right? Like I said, if we can be at 60 by this Monday, amazing. I'm just talking about the minimums of what I want and what I feel that we need. Do you know what I mean? Z says, guess you don't want the money that bad. No, it has nothing to do with that, dude. It has nothing to do with that. Put your money where your mouth is right now and buy the associate producer perk. It has nothing to do with that. Don't start putting words in my mouth like that, or I'll just fucking kick you out. Like I don't have time for that shit. I don't have time for that shit. That's not what it's about at all. We have a plan in place, a strategic plan, okay, with certain perks. There are reasons why some perks are limited and some aren't, okay? And there are reasons why it's structured that way. And this is what it is. And if you're going to come at me and say, oh, I guess you just don't want the money, it has nothing to do with that. Where were you 2 weeks ago? Right? It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. And everything to do. Why would I kick you out? Because you're being a dick. Because you're being a dick. You said, guess you don't want the money that bad. Why would you say that? It has nothing to do with that. And you've been a dick in the past, right? You've asked me sexual questions and all that kind of stuff. Don't be a fucking dick. That's all I'm saying. It has nothing to do with anything like that. That's insane. You're broke. Well, if you're okay, you were broke. Okay. And that's fair enough. I respect that. I respect that. I told you we're not going to add 2 more Two Dudes. All right. And I told you that it's because we structured it in the certain way that we structured it. Right. I was very clear. I'm being very honest with you that way. And then instead of you going, okay, fair enough, you come back and say, I guess you don't want the money that bad then. Why would you say that? It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with not wanting the money that bad. And everything to do with the structure of the campaign. If you have already donated to the campaign, dude, thank you. And I sincerely mean that. Okay. But you've had a history as of for some, and I'm not quite sure why, but for the last couple of months, there's been a couple of times where I've had to sort of, put you in your place and say, hey, stop asking those questions. Stop doing that. So yeah, don't be a dick. And then you come back and go, oh, you're calling me a dick. I guess, geez, that's weird. No, it's because you're being a dick. I'm not calling you out for no reason. I just simply said, hey, you want to donate to the campaign, right? Cool. That's amazing. That's awesome. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Thank you. So unfortunately, the Two Dudes perk's not available right now. But if you really want to help us out, right? If you really want to help us out, you could spend that money on the associate producer perk and you get more for it. You get more for it. You get all these perks with it. It would help us out. That's amazing. And then you come back and say, well, I don't want that. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But unfortunately right now, the Two Dudes perk is sold out. And instead of saying, fair enough, Dave, I appreciate that. Thank you. And leaving it that, you be chirpy and you're like, oh, I guess you don't want the money. It has nothing to do with that. That's being a dick. That's being a dick, dude. Don't be a dick. It has nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. We're trying to raise money. We're trying to have fun. We're trying to make this fun, right? Has nothing to do with that. Has nothing to do with that. People are stepping up and donating their hard-earned money to make this possible, right? And if you wanted to buy two Dudes perks, I'm sorry, they're sold out. But if you really are wanting to donate, if you really want to help, I gave you an option to help and you said no. So that's it. Okay, fine. Fine. Leave it at that. Just leave it at that. But yeah, that's a dick move. I call that a dick move because it's like, that's not what it's about. I guess I don't want the money. What are you, 7? Grow the fuck up, dude. Come on. Stop it. You used to be such a great contributor. You did. You were always like, you never were. I don't know what's gotten into you lately, Matt. But between the shit that I've had to deal with you in the past and today, stop it. Or I will just block you and your 500 other accounts because I know you've got other shit too. So just stop it. Be a contributor. Hang out with us. Have some fun. Two Dudes perks sold out right now. No big deal, right? Buy a Blu-ray. Spend less money. Buy a Blu-ray. Everything helps. But there's a reason why we've structured it that way. It's not personal. It's just it's not that I don't want the money. There's reasons, okay? All right. Go back to being an awesome supporter, man. Stop being persnickety. Yeah, I don't think he's a troll. Like I don't want to label him a troll because he used to be such a great. I mean, maybe he is. Maybe he is. I'm not really sure. But I just don't like seeing things like that. Like when I take the time to come on here, okay, and I entertain you guys for free. You know what I'm saying? And I come on here and I'm on here and then somebody comes in and starts talking to me like that. It rubs me the wrong way. I'm just like, like that's not what, no, it has nothing to, I guess I just don't want the money. Like children speak like that. People who are immature speak like that. All you had to say was, okay, fair enough. Two Dudes, okay, you know what? Fair enough. And if you're not interested in anything else, that's fair too. That's totally fair. 100%. But don't try to put this on me. That's lame. And it's a dick move. And that's why I called you a dick. Maybe you're a great guy in person. Maybe you and I can shoot this shit and have a beer and laugh and talk movies and horror movies. Maybe. And if you're that guy, be that guy. Be that guy. Stop being an antagonistic dick in the chat. Because sometimes you come in and you're great. You ask some solid questions and you're donating to the channel through super chats, which I appreciate. I really do. Thank you. I appreciate that. And every now and then you ask like, so what's your favorite sexual position? Do you like it licked? Or like, you come in with some weird thing that's like, what are you doing? Stop. Stop. Anyway. All right. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, go crunch one out. You need to go crunch one out. Go crunch one out. All right, let's keep it going a little bit longer because I don't want to fucking end on that note. I don't want to end on that note. And I just hope you get back to being a cool dude, because you were. But yeah, just that one little jab rubbed me the wrong way. As you can see, it just got to me. It just got to me. And maybe if I was in a different mind frame, it wouldn't have got to me. But just that one little thing, it's like, nah, dude, it has nothing to do with that. Stop saying that. If you really want to help and you got $1,500 to burn, I gave you an option. And you don't want that option, so that's fair. We'll just call a truce and go on with our day. Oh, of course. Yeah, logging into your other accounts. Thank you, Darren. Appreciate that very much. Evil Monster says, Dave's a really sweet man, still trying to be nice to Yeah. Well, I think I'm fair, right? I think I'm fair. I'm fair. And, I don't like calling people out publicly, but every now and then you've got to, and then of course, they say things like, oh, I donate. You donating super chats doesn't earn you the right to be a dick. I don't give a frog's fat ass how many super chats you donate. I don't have to answer them, and I don't have to, kiss your ass because you're donating super chats. I want to say thank you so much, and I want to answer them. I want to, but that doesn't because you're donating, that gives you the right to, ask provocative questions and say shit. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So, I thank everybody for the super chats, but be like everybody else and just, talk movies. Let's be a family, man. Let's do it. I don't know. Used to be so. I remember your nickname, and you used to be such a great contributor when we were talking Halloween. But since Halloween's over, now it's like you're just, I don't know, you're a fart in the wind for some reason. Lee Bauer says, almost 50,000, Dave. Congrats, my friend. Thank you, Lee. Really appreciate that. Bobby Hall says, Dave, do you think it's possible Lori realized Michael was her brother in H2? She doesn't say anything, but she had that dream about visiting him, so maybe the memory started coming to the surface. Well, I think subconsciously, she knew something was up, but I don't think there's any concrete evidence to suggest one way that she definitely knew. No, I don't think so. I think that dream, if anything, because she was so heavily medicated and because nothing really comes from the dream, it's not like she talks about it or we ever go back to it. We never really see what or know what she thinks of that dream. It was really just used as a narrative device to let us know that in her subconscious, that there is something buried in her subconscious, right? And there is something there that does that she might know a little more, that there are suppressed memories, right? There are suppressed memories, and they're sort of coming to the surface in that regard. And of course, it's a great narrative device because it allows John Carpenter, who obviously wrote the movie, to use that as a way to communicate to the audience that, oh, this guy and her, they have a history. Do you know what I mean? But we never see anything beyond that. We never see her realize that she is his sister. There's no moment where, like, there's just nothing. It's just really for the audience. So whether, like, at that moment, like, I don't think she necessarily woke up from, the dream and was like, oh my God, I'm Michael's sister. You know what I mean? No, I think it was just a dream that she might have had. And she thought, oh yeah, I kind of, maybe she doesn't even know who the kid is. I don't know. But yeah, it's crazy stuff. Cody the Zombie says, what's your shoe size, Dave? My shoe size is 9. I have a 9. I'm a 9. I'm only 5'8". I'm not very tall. So yeah, my shoe size is 9. Richie Rich says, I don't even save after F words so much as I use this cuss because really it's children that are watching. I get you. Yeah, I get you. Fair enough. I get you. Chris Baber says, I'm here evil, so it's too late. Bama born? I don't get the reference, but I don't know. I'm not really sure. Evil Alex says, it's not about just money. It's about making a passion project. And if you don't have a perk left or can't, it's your rules, obey them or don't give the money to spend. Yeah. It's not that I don't see the value in having, 25 two dudes perks. Sure. But, Tony and I also, that's a lot of people that we have to organize. That's a lot of people we have to get on the show, right? Last time Tony and I did 5. And also remember that if there's 5 executive producer perks, if all 5 if we sell all those perks, that's another 5 two dudes, right? So now that's 10 people, right? Because the executive producer gets everything, right? So we've sold out of the 2 dudes, 5 people. That's great. That's how we structured it. Tony and I talked about it. He's good with that. That's it. Has nothing to do with that. There's other ways we can make that up. Like, I don't know, 5 people buying a double blue. That makes up 1, like, you know what I mean? There's other ways to make it up. But yeah, there's no need to do that stuff. That just tells me that you're just, I don't know. I don't know if you're just one of those people that's sitting behind your computer eating Cheetos and maybe you're one of those people. I don't know. But you used to be a great contributor. Love this channel. What a shame. I agree. It's a shame. I agree. It's an absolute shame. Just don't be a dick and it'll be great again. It's that simple. It's that simple. There. You're gone. He'll come up with another, chats or other, he'll make an appearance because I think he's got like 30 accounts. So he'll come in other accounts and then he'll behave himself because he'll think he's tricking us. Right. But then, he'll come through again, but sorry, dude, you're gone. Evil Monster says, Dave, one of my favorite non-horror movies ever is Twins with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Have you seen it and do you like it? Love Twins. I love Twins, man. I love Twins. Absolutely. I love Twins. Love it. One of my favorite movies. I heard recently, I think I just spat there. I heard recently that the Twins reboot or reimagining or whatever has been canceled. Twin sequel, excuse me, with Arnold and Danny and what's his face? Oh God. Tracy Morgan has been canceled. I get it. It's way too, it's over. It's over. Like, I don't want to see that now. That should have been done in the 90s with Eddie Murphy. 100%. Like when Arnold was still jacked and huge. I mean, he's still big for his, but you know what I mean, right? It's not as funny anymore. I just don't think it's as funny anymore, personally. So, yeah. Gregory Gomez says, did the Blu-ray perk get to $5.50 for the Epic stream? It did not. Not even close, Gregory. Not even close. No, there's still still a lot of way to go with that. You can see the Blu-ray perk here is sitting at 76 claimed, and the double blue perk, which seems to be selling better, which is great, is at 98 claimed. So we're almost at 100 for the double blue, and I will honor both. And whichever gets there first. Now, some people have said, why aren't you combining the two? Why didn't you do that? Well, I did that because I didn't do that because I think out of all the people that follow me, right? The nearly 30,000 people that are subscribed to me, the nearly 5,000 people on Twitter, the over 3,000 people on Instagram, the nearly 4,000 people on Facebook, I think that we should be able to get to 550 with a relative breeze, right? Because there's so many people that follow me. It's just a matter of convincing people that maybe are not Black Christmas fans to step up and buy a Blu-ray. But that's why I did that, right? And we're trying to raise money for a campaign. If I combine the two, then we raise less money. If it's either or, we raise more money, right? So to be fair, I have to be honest, as well and say yes, I do want to do the stream. And yes, I think that would be a lot of fun, but full disclosure, we are also trying to raise a lot of money for, to make this movie too. So I have to be fair to the campaign as well. But I think it's absolutely fair, 100%. I mean, we had over 400 people buy a Blu-ray for Chapter 1. If those 400 people, right, wanted to come back and buy a Blu-ray for Chapter 2, we might be there already. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Chris Baber, $1.99 says, I shaved my balls for this. Stay positive, folks. He did. He did. Chris Baber shaved his balls for this. I've seen him. He sent me pictures. I'll show them later. Bobby Hall says, Dave, if you sell 200 single Blu-rays and 350 doubles, does that count 550 the Epic stream? No. So I was just talking about that. No. So again, it's only because the thinking is this, right? So again, I've told you about how many people follow me across socials, right? So I would imagine that everybody that is picking up the double blue perk right now, okay? So that's Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, are people that didn't get Chapter 1 the first time around. Right, the people that didn't get Chapter 1 the first time around. There were a lot of people that didn't get it, right? Because why would you pick up the double blue when you already have Chapter 1? You might as well just pay less and get the Chapter 2 one, right? So if there was like nearly 500 people that bought the Chapter 1 Blu-ray the first time around. Well, my thinking was, those people would probably come back and just buy the single Chapter 2 because they already have Chapter 1. So we should be able to get those Chapter 2s up, but only 76 people have stepped forward so far. So now, unless there are some people that are buying double blues because they want an extra copy of Chapter 2, maybe that's the case. I'm sure maybe one got broken, it got lost, it got scratched or something, who knows? That could be a case too, that could be. But that was my thinking on that, right? Is that I didn't want to combine them because you make less money that way. But if it's either or, you're going to be making more money, right? So, I wanted to, again, not exorbitantly less. I don't mean it's like, hundreds of thousands, like $90,000 less or something, but I wanted to get both of them up. Right. And my thought was it should be a breeze with how many people follow me. But not everybody that follows me are Black Christmas fans. Not everybody that follows me liked It's Me, Billy. There are some people that's like, Dave, I wish you the best of luck, but I really don't give a fuck. And there's those people too. I would just hope that those people, if you are that person, which you're allowed to be that person, by the way, I would just hope that, you do me a solid, out of all the years I've been here and doing all these streams, it would mean a lot to me. It'd mean a lot to me. Right. But hey, it's totally fair. You don't have to do it. I get it 100%. And I do. I totally, it's your money. You do what you want with it. But it's about getting those people on board too. And hopefully we can reach those people, because I think we're doing something really special. I think we're doing something really, really special. Now, let me just say this, and this is the first time I'm saying this. If we get to 498 on the double blue, and, or whatever, 450 in the double blue, and we're so close to 550 on the other. Okay, maybe I will do it. Maybe I will consider it, depending on where we are with the campaign. I'll just say that I will consider combining them. Consider. Okay, I will consider it. But I'm not promising it. So if the time comes and I say no, I don't want anybody out there going, no, don't. I will consider it. But it depends on where we are with the campaign. How successful has the campaign been? Where are we? Right? That kind of thing. That's why I want to get the numbers up. And I'm just hoping people come out. Real Reveal says, Dave, I got a big perk. Check. You got a big perk. Oh my God, Real Reveal, what is happening? What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? Real Reveal has just stepped in and he says he got a big perk. I'm gonna sit back here and see what is happening here, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? I don't know what's happening. I'm checking. I see it going over 45,783, 436. Yes, I see it. Real. What was the big perk? Let me just see here. I am refreshing. I think we've got, oh my God, we've gone up to 45,000. Real Reveal has picked up an associate producer perk. Ladies and gentlemen, Real Reveal, a new associate producer, 45,783. Real Reveal going hard into the paint. We're knocking on 46. Holy shit. Holy snap and crap. We're knocking on 46. Real Reveal, my man. Real Reveal, the new associate producer, 38%. What is going on? What is happening? This is what I'm talking about. This is the family. These are the McCrazies. This is the horror family stepping up, making it count where it happens. All of you. This is the positivity that I want. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, man. We're doing it together. There's too much anger in the world. There's too much shit in the world. This is it. Hallelujah. Holy fuck. Where's the Tylenol? Woo! 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 Ric Flair. Woo! Woo! 45,783. Welcome, new associate producer, Real Reveal. Real was an associate producer on Chapter 1. You are our newest associate producer on Chapter 2. Unreal, ladies and gentlemen, no pun intended. 45,783. We are now knocking on 46. Could we get to 46 by the time I check? This is a 3.5 hour stream. We're knocking on 40%. We're knocking on $46,000. 44 days left. 436 backers. Holy shit. Slaughtered Lamb says, now go take that shit outside, Dave. I'm going to do it. Hang on a second. I'm going to bring the camera with me here. I'm going to bring my phone. I'm going to switch over my phone. I'm going to take a shit outside on the lawn, just on my front lawn. I'm just going to be sitting there squatting on my front lawn. The cars will be going by. The neighbors will come out to put their garbage out. I'll be sitting there going, I sound like a gremlin. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, yum. Oh, yeah. Incredible. Incredible. See? A great bounce back. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. We want to be positive here. We're all like, you know what I mean? We're a family. We're a horror family. We're a horror community. I'm talking about. I love it. I love it. Holy shit. 45,783. Real reveal going hard into the paint. Bringing this thing to 38%. Real. Unreal, real. I mean, boom. Real, you've been a great supporter of the channel. You've been a great supporter of the campaign. You were an associate producer on Chapter 1. You're an associate producer on Chapter 2. You also picked up the McRae Live perk. Or excuse me, the Two Dudes perk. Incredible stuff, you know? Again, I mean, it's crazy. We're at 3.5 hours on this stream. It's wild. It's wild. Don Wilk 91 says, neighbors look over, Dave just crunching one out. Yeah, it's me crunching one out. I'm crunching one out. But I'm doing the gremlin. Yum, 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 yum. Why am I saying yum, yum? Well, I'm taking a shit on my lawn. I don't know. But you know what? I mean, sometimes these things, sometimes it happens. Real. Let's keep it going, guys. It's true. Hey, listen, if Gremlins 3 needs some gremlins, if they need additional voices, when you watch a movie and you see additional voices in like an animated film or even like a movie like a Transformers movie or a film where there's a lot of, voiceover, when you see additional voices, those are the voice actors that are not the A-list celebrities, because of course they hire Dwayne Johnson and Ellen DeGeneres to be the leads. I get it. But you'll get professional voice actors who are often, the additional voices. And that's doing like, yum, yum, doing that kind of stuff. Maybe, I don't know, a baby crying. All that kind of stuff. And, whatever. There's lots of different additional voices. Maybe it's just the guy in the street, who you bump into. Whoa, sorry. Hey, watch it, kid. Okay. I'll go into the additional voice section. So yeah, Gremlins 3. Who's doing that? Warner? I don't even think there's an announcement for a Gremlins 3, but if there is, let's do it. I'm there. Yum, yum. Yum, yum. Yum, yum. Yum, yum. Real's on fire right now. He's fucking on fire. He's jacked. Real's jacked. Woo! He's jacked. He's ready to go. And Tonus Andriota says, Dave, what year did you launch It's Me, Billy Chapter 1 Indiegogo? It was 2020. It was the summer of 2020. We launched actually on the 4th of July. Not because it was the 4th of July, but because it was, that was just where we launched it. And yeah. It was 4th of July. It ran for 2 months, ran for all of July and all of August. And we reached our production budget of $60,000 just at the end of August. We raised a total of 64. And I can tell you right now that we are further ahead now than we were even at this stage of the campaign. We're further ahead now than we were in 2020. But we also have a bigger budget. So it probably evens out when you compare the budgets. We're probably at the same spot, really, when you look at how far we have to go. But it's still really good. Like, going from 36% to 38%, 44 days left. We're at 45,783. Jesus, we're knocking on 46. That gives me hope that we could be at 50,000. Over the weekend. Again, I want to be at 50,000 by the end of Monday. That's the end of the third week, and 60,000 by the end of the month. That's the halfway point, right? 1 month into the campaign, half of our production budget's raised. As I've said, if we can be over that, that's great. But that's the minimum I want to be. I'm just trying to keep pace, right? It's all, listen, when we raise our production budget, I won't be on here all the time going, but we got to be out there. We got to be out there selling and reminding people. There's new people who are tuning in every show, every live stream. We're like, oh yeah, I didn't know about this. Oh shit, I forgot about that. You know what I mean? If you hear me repeating myself 500,000 times, it's just because you're a loyal viewer and I love you. So it's great. Chris Baber says, new perk alert. I'll gift Dave a custom Gremlins microwave with Stripe smoking a cig to anyone who is willing. I love Stripe. Stripe's great. All right. I got to get off here soon. I mean, this is crazy. This is a crazy stream. 45,783. That's a good day. Real again. Thank you so much. I mean, amazing. Sincerely, it means a lot. Means a lot to have you. That's 6 associate producer perks that have been taken. There's 9 left, I guess now. There's 9 left of the associate producer. 4 of the co-producer, where you get that Jimmy Falco, Michael Myers Halloween mask, the flashback mask from Halloween Kills, and of course the executive producer as well. I think I probably lost about 38 pounds and burned about 400,000 calories on this stream today. All right. Have I got all the super chats? That's what I want to know. Have I got all the super chats? Chris Baber shaved your balls. I'll be sharing that. I believe I got all the super chats. I don't think I'm missing anything. So I think we're good there. Okay. All right. Yes. Good. I'll send Chester Franklin Jr. for $2 to donate. Amazing. Modern Peasant says, I'd like to hear Dave do a Batman animated series Joker voice. How does that go? I mean, you mean like the one that Mark Hamill does? It's something like, ooh, Batman! Somewhere in that register, I think. We're all family here, Batman. Something like that, I think. Richie Rich says, can guess what's going to be? I'm going to say Monday going to be at 62:43. Whoa, Rich! Richie Rich! Are you rich by any chance, Richie Rich? If we are at 62,000, actually, you say 62, actually, it says 6,243. I think you meant 62,043, I think is what you meant. I certainly hope we're not at 6,243 because that'll mean there are a lot of refunds. If we are at 62,043 by Monday, that will blow my mind. That tells me that between now and Monday, there's going to have to be a couple of bombs. Like there's going to have to be a couple of people that come in at like a couple of associate producers, maybe a couple of the producer perks. Do you know what I mean? It's totally possible. But I just want to get to 50, which is less than $5,000. I will be happy. I will be extremely happy if we're over 50. Like my goal was to get to 40 by the end of this past Monday, and we were at 42. So I was extremely happy, right? My goal now is to get to 50 by the end of this coming Monday. But if we're at 52, I'll be like, oh, that's fine. If we're at 62, that'd be insane. That'd be great. Halfway before even the month is done. You guys. Incredible. I mean, listen, we raise our production budget. I might do something special on the channel for you all anyway. I'm just saying, say that in passing. What the hell did Dave just say? I don't know. Chris Baber says, Frank's beard is copyrighted. No talk of that without permission. It's true. Yeah. No, I mean, right now, he's sending us an invoice because we just talked about it. It's incredible. Real. Let's get it to 50K by the beginning of the weekend. Dude, it's totally possible. Getting it to 50K by the weekend is absolutely possible. Totally possible. But we'll see. Like I said, for those of you that are tuning in or have just tuned in, we're in the lull now. I mean, I know we had a really good day today, right? But that's because I'm on here and I'm selling, I'm getting you guys excited. And Theo was like, hey, you know what? I can do it. I got this space. I'm going to do it. This is what I'm going to do for you. You know what I mean? And all the others that stepped up as well and bought the Blu-rays and the double blues and the donations, like that $300 donation, fucking amazing. You know, all this stuff, you guys are stepping up. But we are in that lull now, right? 3, 4, 5, week 3, 4, 5 are those lulls. And that just simply means that things slow down a little bit, right? Because everybody's firing out of the gate. But this is a great start. So it's just, you're going to see me on here, more. You're going to see those posts just to kind of want to, keep it going. Because if we can move into month two, like I said, over 60,000, it's a really good spot. It's a really good spot because the campaign will pick up again towards the tail end, as campaigns often do, because it's like, oh, you better hurry up or it's going to be over kind of thing, right? But if we can get, man, yeah, we got to do it. I believe we can do it. I believe we can do it. You guys are like today, you guys are amazing. You've come out, you've supported. There's people in the chat that have been like, listen, I'm going to support, can't right now, but as soon as I get paid, like next week, I'm going to support, I'm going to get that. Love it. Love it. Love it. Thank you. Thank you. Really mean that. And listen, if you can't because finances are tough, it's okay. It's okay. Right? You know, like I've always said, if $40 is the difference between your kid shitting on the floor and buying diapers, don't give it to me. Buy your kid some Huggies. You know what I'm saying? Your family, your children, your husband, your wife, your uncle, your whatever, they come first. They come first. Totally understand. Again, it should go without saying that obviously I'm not talking to those people. But this is the internet and people, you know, get their knickers in a twist because they think that you're, you know, being insensitive or whatever. It's not being insensitive at all. Not being insensitive at all. I just think that, you know, I mean, I'm not, you know, well, you know what I'm saying. But very thankful for everyone who has stepped up so far. What kind of accent is that? So far, 45,783, 436 backers, 38% of our production budget. We're knocking on 46,000. We're knocking on 40%. 2.5 weeks in. Incredible. Incredible. Unreal. Unreal. All right. I have got to go because my ass is getting numb. And I've been here for almost 3.5 hours. Oh no, over 3.5 hours now. Incredible. Folks, that is going to do it for this stream. I want to thank my amazing moderators, Frank Riker, Tabitha Short, Darren Sands, Chris Baber, Cody Snyder, and Andrew Stevens. Thank you for doing what you guys do. And thank you for the bit of work you guys had to do during this stream. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the super chats. I really appreciate them. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me, of course, to help support the channel that way. Really appreciate that as well. Some of those non-super chat ones that I was able to get to, I appreciate them as well. Thank you. Again, spread the word. Get it out there. We got to keep these Billy Bucks flowing in. We got to keep these Billy Bucks flowing in. Hey, if our budget was only 50,000, I could take my foot off the gas and, you know, it's not a big deal. But the budget's 120,000 and we're at 38%, but we're 2.5 weeks in. Great momentum. Great stuff. Great stuff. Thank you to everybody who donated today, who stepped up and donated today. I really appreciate it. You're amazing. You're awesome. And yeah, it just means a lot. It just means a lot. Thank you. Thank you very much. And Bobby Hall says, if the total is 62K by Monday, Dave will go shirtless on the next stream. I'm naked. I'm naked on the next stream, crunching one out in my front yard. That's where I am. I'm going to videotape. It's going to go viral on TikTok. I don't even have TikTok, but whatever. I'll send it to somebody who does. It'll be amazing. Amazing. Maybe we'll make money that way. I don't know. Have a great rest of your Wednesday night. I could say night. It feels like night. Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, hump day. You're amazing. You know you are. Thank you so much. You're awesome. I appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys and gals and everybody in between soon. All right. Take care, guys. Cheers.